Ooh, it's hot in hell, but the devil's cool. Don't keep Satan waiting. Don't keep Satan waiting. So don't just sit there, join the club. Sell your soul to Beelzebub.
Hey everybody, it is I, Count Jackula, your favorite satanic streamer, here yet again for another satanic stream. So let the sin begin. I see that we have KD, Philosopher, Cat Hermit, and Perry with us, as well as Kali Toulouse. And it looks like Cat Hermit is got a list of werewolf movies that she is going to go through this spooky season. Excellent. See, she's seen Dog Soldiers. She's seen Wolf of Snow Hollow, which I really like that one. That's a really, really good one. Some might find it a little disappointing. I did not. I won't tell you why some people found it disappointing, because that kind of gives things away. I didn't find it to be disappointing at all. I thought it was amazing. Wolf Cop, that's one you got to see. There's also another Wolf Cop, the sequel. I would recommend those. They're good, dumb fun. Of course, if you want vampire and werewolf movies, there are, of course, all the underground films. Or Underworld. I think there are like 5 of those. There's also Van Helsing, which is not a good movie, but it is an entertaining one. Just don't expect the plot to make too much sense. I mean, the plot makes sense, but just don't expect the storytelling to be all that great. It's really just young Hugh Jackman, like, shooting things with an automatic crossbow, and occasionally a monster shows up, like that's pretty much the movie. It's got a Frankenstein monster in it, though. That's pretty cool. Let's see, what else? What other, like, great... Oh, there's Cursed, which, once again, is not a good movie, but has some very entertaining moments. We've already gone over Dog Soldiers, apparently. Aha! The guest is here. So let us bring them in.
Hello.
Hey, man. Hey. How you doing?
Oh,
let's
vibing.
get your face in here. Looks like we're having a little bit of trouble.
What's wrong with my face?
Nothing wrong with your face, just something wrong with the video output on my end. I'm fixing it. I'm fixing it. You gonna fix that? I'm like, yeah, I'm doing it right now. Woo-hoo! All right, there we go.
Hello there, Perry, Cat, everyone else out in the chat.
Yeah, everyone else out in Satan Land.
Satan Land sounds like Halloween Horror Nights every night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With strip clubs.
Disneyland with monsters and strippers, like.
Write that down for Babylon.
Write it down right now. Yeah. Yeah. Man, speaking of which, hired a cover artist. It's going very well.
That's good. Good.
I'll show that one when the finish is done. The sketches are very promising.
That's good.
Yeah.
Is it the same artist, or is it a different?
It's a different one.
Okay.
Some Isabella. Isabeau. I haven't quite learned how to pronounce their name. They're German, but they're German, but they're in London.
Okay.
But they live in London. I've also I'm also hoping, been meeting with some other artists, one of which is a guy I really, 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 really like, named Flavio,
Yeah.
who
Uh,
tends to do, he does a lot of posters for horror film festivals, including the horror film festival that is thrown in the town that they filmed Dagon in.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that they had a film festival. I was like, no, they have a film festival. Ever since they like were the town that they filmed Dagon in, they've had a horror movie film festival there every year.
That's kind of
And
cool.
oh no, it's super cool. And I was sort of like, ooh, have you ever met the lead actress with the tentacle legs? He's like, no, I haven't had the pleasure. Like,
Does she have the tentacle
does she have the
legs?
tentacle legs? No, not really. Oh,
Oh, damn it. I wanted to hit the
I want to hit the tentacle lady, like I want to hit it,
I wanted to know what it felt like.
yeah.
Was it like, here's the thing, is it like a squid? Because you know how squids have that.
Yeah, it might have a
beak
beak on it. There might be a beak in there that you got to be careful of. You got to mind it. You got to be like, I mean, imagine that adds an extra thrill, but like you don't want to, you don't want to do that wrong. Not just because she might get mad and take it off, but like
we've all seen teeth,
Yeah. We've all seen that. But like, what if just like, like it's open, it's relaxed, everything's fine, but like you pull out a little too far and then jab yourself? Like that wouldn't be good. You got to really know what you're doing right around
and
there.
Then it's going like right in the urethra.
Yeah. You're just like, nope, that's it. We're done. We're done.
If you're into sounding, that's fine. I'm not going to kink shame you. Just for me, that sounds like the
we don't usually use something sharp. It's usually smooth, right? Like I've seen them videos. I've known people that did those videos. I asked one of them, man, what's the weirdest moment you ever had? Film one of those videos. He was like, probably the weirdest moment was everything was going great scene. I was waiting for the director to yell cut.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm doing that, he's not yelling cut, and I'm realizing this thing's made of glass.
Oh no.
So he's asking me to go faster, but I'm like,
no.
No. And I have to keep an erection at the same time, or things will go badly too. Like that's the other way things could go bad here, because like, you don't want that happening. I was like, well, clearly everything worked out, right? And he's like, yeah, it did. I replaced that one.
Oh no.
Made sure it was always made out of clear plastic after that,
Or at least like stainless steel or some shit.
Yeah. Well, they wanted to use a clear one because it looked good on camera, apparently.
All right.
So it was like, no, it can't be glass again. It's gotta.
If you're out there and you have a sounding fetish, please let us know if this like registers for you.
Yeah. Like this guy, I don't know if he had a sounding fetish, but he was like he was a performer. Like he might have just been performing. It's kind of funny too because he was like an older guy with like a gray beard and stuff, like cut as hell. No. But
no, leather daddies sell them.
Yeah. Man.
No. Welcome to this fucking show.
Yeah. Welcome to Count Jackula Satanic Stream. We talk about this stuff sometimes. Another thing we sometimes talk about is shit that we have seen. I have actually been watching that show, Teacup on Peacock.
The fuck is Teacup?
Teacup it's a horror miniseries that they're doing. Unfortunately, it's also one of those miniseries that like only comes out once a week, as opposed to dropping the whole thing. So I don't know how it ends up, but no one does at this point.
Right.
The one thing that got me, I got interested because of some of the ads I saw on like social media. So I was like, okay, this looks interesting. I'll check it out. And I realized it was actually based on one of my favorite non-Stephen King horror authors. Who's a guy named Robert McKinnon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's based off Stinger.
Oh, okay. I know about that one.
Yeah. Stinger's pretty good. Like,
yeah.
The main thing that they did to change it is rather than focusing on the whole town, they're just focusing on the farm.
Oh, okay.
And which you're like, yeah, okay, yeah, there's a minicosm, microcosm thing going on in that book anyway. So if you want to, cut the budget down and make it a mini series as opposed to probably honestly like a full series that lasts a couple seasons.
Right.
Yeah, you probably want to pick and choose what you focus on, and the farmhouse is where the main action is.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I've never even heard of what this is. So kind of like, if you can, without doing too much spoilers, like, explain the premise of this.
Okay, so the premise of this is that there this one family experiences, or rather this one town, but we're focusing on one family, experiences a series of like weird electrical disturbances and a bunch of dudes running around drawing circles around places. And these guys are like dressed up in like gas masks and shit, and they don't talk, and they won't talk to anybody. It's all explained. And
but like I'm like, oh, why are the people in gas masks, and I'm assuming containment suits, not talking to people?
Yeah, they're not in containment. They're not in containment suits in the show. They're just in gas masks. You know, the "Are you my mommy" gas masks. You know.
Fuck yeah.
As that happens, as that's going on, they discover that these circles are safe zones, and if you cross out of them, you literally mutate into like this thing-like creature and die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. And eventually other people start showing up who don't seem particularly trustworthy. The weirdest part of the thing is that they do not refer to the main villain as Stinger. They refer to him as Assassin.
Okay.
Which was like,
I'm assuming that the book is named for the
yeah. The book is named for the monster, you know, for the villain of the story, which is Stinger. And it's heavily implied that he is like some sort of extra dimensional alien.
Right.
You know, and why he is operating in this one town is kind of like the plot. But the biggest thing that he can do is that, like a demon, he possesses people. And he possesses people by entering your mouth, which is why those guys are wearing gas masks, so that he can't get in.
It seems very much like The Stand. Like,
There's
in certain aspects.
In certain aspects, it's not Robert McKimmon's The Stand. That book is called Swan Song. Swan Song is insane. Like, imagine a Stand-like scenario, except the longer Captain Trips goes on, the more people mutate.
Ooh, so it's kind of like a plague marine thing.
Yeah. It kind of is, except you mutate into something that reflects who you are.
Oh.
Yeah. Has a much more satisfying ending.
It's like Captain Trips and his own army of Cenobites.
Well, it's more like Captain Trips turns into two different armies of Cenobites.
Huh.
And it has a much more satisfying ending. But the funny thing is it is very much Robert McKimmon's like take on The Stand, because it is just as big. Like you pull that book out and you're like, Jesus, like that thing's huge,
There's gonna be a lot of fucking dinner descriptions in this bitch, isn't there?
Yeah, not so much with the dinner descriptions, not, it's one of those things where you found yourself going like, Robert McKimmon's big advantage was also he's really good at ending a story.
Yeah, Stephen King is not.
Yeah. Stephen King will get to a certain point, and then like, if he knew where he was going from the get-go, the ending works. If he didn't, it kind of peters out. It starts getting really weird, and then it peters out.
I think the two most notorious examples of that are like It and The Stand.
And The Stand. Yeah, those are the most notorious.
I fucking hate the ending of The Stand every time.
Yeah.
I watch it or I read it. I'm just like, really, Steven? The hand of God just saves.
Just what the fuck? Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's not like Christine, Carrie, oh god, what Cujo, those he knew where he was going with those. Right. So those are all pretty satisfactory. Like, some people still don't like the endings, but it's like, no, they totally work for the story, and they don't seem to they don't meander too much.
They don't end on a wet fart like his two most famous novels.
Yeah. It's like his two most famous, which also have some of his best moments.
Yeah.
The one thing I will always say about a Stephen King book, even though that the chances are the ending is not going to be that great, you got to get to it. You got to get to it, because his beginnings are amazing.
Yeah.
Like, they are always fucking amazing, and I've always been impressed with them, because he always encapsulates the whole story in a single sentence and starts the story with that.
Yeah.
Like, one of my favorites is still, In a Small Town, the opening of a news store is big news.
Yes,
which
I
is
love that one.
which is the beginning of Needful Things.
Yeah.
Like, Needful Things had a weird ending. It didn't end as well as like the dark half.
Yeah.
Like the dark half was pretty good. I think he knew where he was going with that one. And his short stories are usually like rock solid.
Yeah, because he did it was like 5 pages. He could do that and get like a good act 1 and 2, and then leave 3 open. Yeah,
to me, one of the overlooked Stephen King like masterpieces is Night Flyer.
That one's so fucking good.
Fucking Night Flyer is great.
Yeah, and the movie kicks so
yeah, and the movie is awesome.
Cat Herbert said, I actually don't mind the giant spider from it. That's not the ending I'm talking about. It's the dumb shit they do after they kill the spider.
Yeah, it's the stuff on the bicycle.
Yes.
You're just sort of like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like we should have ended on the high note of the that epilogue was almost a novella in and of itself. I think that's probably the best way to describe the problem, which is the epilogue is almost a novella, to the point where you're like,
why do I care?
Yeah. This has been going on for a while, man. And while you feel like the characters deserve a happy ending after everything you went through, you kind of just want to know what happened as a reader.
Yeah.
I
don't need to hear everything about it.
Yeah, the one time where Stephen King absolutely like agreed, I had no idea how to end this, was The Stand.
Well, like, I'm just like I'm imagining being Steven and sitting at his little fucking word processor / typewriter and just being like writing, and then they go to fucking Las Vegas and the trash man brings a nuclear bomb. what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah. But the thing is even him finding the nuclear bomb and all the build up to that thing getting to Las Vegas, you're like, whoa, like this is really good. And then it happened. Then the climax happens, and you're just sort of like, well, that's it. They just heard about, like, in the novel, it's really bad because like they just hear about what happens.
Yeah.
You know, and you're
told like a fucking campfire tale.
Yeah, it's told like the army of Ents in fucking like to the Two Towers. You know, and you're like, I don't know if that was the best way to do this, man. But he would agree with you. He's an author who's very, 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 very aware of his shortcomings.
Well, he was also a cokehead for a very long time, and I don't know if you've ever been around cokeheads, but they love to talk to no end.
Mm-hmm.
I can believe that his writing style was affected by his substance abuse.
Yeah, I wish, you know what, a movie that I wish would get an adaptation, but you need like a Frank Darabont to write the second half, to do the second half.
What?
Insomnia.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Insomnia is one of those books where you're like, the first half of it is amazing.
Yeah.
You know, you're just like, oh my God, this is so weird and creepy. And then you get to the second half and you're like, magic sleep powers, what the fuck? You know, like.
I get a very Stephen King experience.
Yeah. But it's usually not the whole second half of the book, you know, like it's not like Dreamcatcher, which is just it with brain damage.
Ooh. Oh man, I hate that book so
much. It's one of the worst. It's one of his worst.
Like,
you know.
Really, we had to get like a magical R word. like that's the ending, Steven?
Yeah.
God damn it.
If you thought the movie was bad, the book is is even more frustrating because it's long.
Yeah, it's shit weasels for longer.
It lasts a much longer time, and it's basically it again. But bad. But with adults, and it's bad, you know. It's really, really, really too bad. One I haven't read or watched is In the Tall Grass.
I haven't read that one yet.
Yeah, I haven't read that or seen the adaptation, so I don't know how that is. But yeah, so Teacup is actually turning out pretty well. I'm kind of hoping that it's the kind of story that would be very easy for an adaptation to get really bad at the end.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Because I'm just assuming with this guy's writing style, it's a lot like Stephen King, where it's like you really you need to be prepared for like an ending that makes no fucking sense.
No. Robert McKinnon, his endings always make sense.
Okay.
The only time his endings always make sense. He's written a couple of books that weren't that good. I'll tell you what they are so you can kind of avoid them. One is called Ball, which was his first novel, it shows. And the other is Bethany's Sin, which is just what, you know, like ghost. It's like The Mist, but it's like ghost Amazons. It's dumb.
Bethany's Sin.
That one's pretty bad. The others are really good. Like Stinger's actually pretty good. Stinger's relatively straightforward. As far as once all the pieces have been revealed, it's just about watching everything play out. Swan Song's probably his best, you know, because it's a lot like The Stand, but with a real ending.
And you know, like hopefully he doesn't do like the teenage gangbang scene.
No.
Man, another one that's just like, hey, Steven, what the fuck, man? Like, what's going on in there, bud? Like,
yeah. Well, it's one of those things where like I see it happening.
Right.
But it's uncomfortable to read, right? Like, unless you yourself are 14, that section is really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know, like, if you yourself are like 14, 15, like, it makes total sense, you know. But, whoa, is it weird?
Maybe. Yeah, it's weird. It's like can we I don't know, just the whole it's the fact that it's like basically a gangbang.
Yeah,
Like,
it is. It is.
Like, that's
it is. It's
yeah,
not, I mean, it's not a rape scene, you know.
no,
It's just a gangbang.
Yeah. Man, we are on a roll tonight.
And that was like, and that's like, and then the space turtle shows up.
Okay, so when Stephen King decides he wants to make his own fucking extended universe, his KCU, if you will.
Yeah.
That's when like the dumb shit in Stephen King starts to make sense, and you hate yourself for knowing about it.
Yeah, well, you gotta, if you read the Dark Tower series, everything makes sense.
Yes,
like everything makes sense. You understand how Castle Rock relates to Derry, relates to what's that other town he always sets things in? There's Castle Rock, there's Derry is a third one.
Fuck, I can't remember.
Yeah. Like there's a third New England town that's not Jerusalem's Lot. There's but and there are a couple different continuities too. Like the It continuity, they're all in continuity with the Dark Tower series.
Right.
But like there's one world that contains like Carrie, Christine, and the Tommy Knockers or something.
Earth 1.
yeah. There's an Earth 1. There's an Earth 2, and there's another one that can. Oh, that's right. It's The Shining. Like Carrie, The Shining, Christine, The Mist, and Christine and The Mist are all in one universe. Needful Things. Well, basically, then there's the Castle Rock, continuity, the Castle Rock world, and which also weirdly, which also includes Dolores Claiborne.
I know.
Weirdly enough, because nothing overtly supernatural really happens in Dolores Claiborne, except maybe the main character is minorly psychic. Maybe.
Which, like, if that's the case, that means she has the fucking shine.
Yeah, that means she got the shine. So you're like, oh.
And then you're like trying to explain the shine and the darkness to people that haven't read Dark Tower. It's like, yeah, the shine is this like weird connection you have to like the life god, the mother god. Yeah. Oh, like Gaia? Kind of. It's a turtle.
Yeah, kind of. It's a giant space turtle.
And the giant space turtle.
And the shine is basically magic powers.
Yeah. And the magic space turtle occasionally picks humans to shine their love upon everybody. But when that happens, another space creature awakens and tries to consume that light.
Yeah. Like, well, I always wondered if no, it's not it. There's another one.
Oh, right.
It's a deeper one. It is just a monster from the Dark Tower world.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that like a guy like Roland can easily dispatch, but like a normal human has no chance. Like
Roland isn't a normal human. Like,
well, no. Like no, Roland's like a fantasy hero character. He's got a magical gun and all that shit.
He's almost an angel. He's like an angel of death, but he's an angel nonetheless.
But like there's a dark being that's like beyond Randall Flagg.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, because Randall Flagg serves like the darkness or whatever the fuck it's
Yeah,
called.
yeah. He serves the darkness, the nothing. I forget what it's actually called.
The nothing. That's what it's called. The nothing.
Yeah. No. That's Never Ending Story.
Is it?
Never Ending
Oh, yeah,
Story
it
is the nothing. I forget what Stephen King. It has like an actual name, like, you know,
Yeah.
but I can't remember it. Like, just like I can't remember the name of the actual name of the turtle. It's like there's the turtle and then there's the dark thing, and one of them is like, Chanutha.
Cocoon?
Yeah. There's like Katoon and Chanutha or Agathor. It's got a name, but I can never remember it.
No,
because it only comes up a couple of times.
Yeah, and it's like there's your explanation for everything that happens in my world.
Yeah,
it is all connected, but here's your like 5 pages.
Yeah, and then there is the Christian God.
Yeah. Yeah, he's real.
Who is real, and Stephen King hates him.
Crimson King. Thank you.
The Crimson King. Yeah. The Crimson King. You know, because like he really liked King Crimson.
Who can blame him?
Who can blame him? In the hall of the Crimson King, you know. But yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, I think it is the Crimson King. Yeah. You know, and yeah, and then there's God and the worlds that like he controls.
And God's an absent father.
Oh, he's an ass. He's a complete ass. And this is the world of like the Stand and the stories that are in continuity with the Stand. You know,
yeah, because like the Stand had nothing to do with the Shine, but it did have a lot to do with God.
Yeah, it has a lot to do with God. It's all about God and the Crimson King, you know. And in that one, as represented by Randall Flagg, you know. It also goes into the one like straight up fantasy story he did, which was with the Fire of the Dragon.
Yeah, that one's actually pretty good.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, one of the others that's like in continuity with the
Green Mile.
It's just the Green Mile and Green Mile and Shawshank Redemption are in continuity with Castle Rock. You know, because Shawshank is in Castle Rock. You know.
Fuck. I'm sorry. Like again, like being a Stephen King shit. It's just like everything's connected. Not well, but it's connected.
Yeah. Well, it's like the HP. It's like the Cthulhu mythos. Mm-hmm. You know, everything's connected, but there are a lot of contradictions. And the answer is usually, well, mythology has tons of contradictions, you know, but there's this like emotional continuity that holds everything together. God, what else did I see recently? Saw that Terrifier 3.
I've heard, okay, so I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard it is amazing. It's a really fun movie, and I have heard I understand if you don't like it.
All right, so you know how they had that like trigger warning for the movie?
Yeah,
they're not fucking around.
Good.
That movie does not fuck around. You know, whoa. The sadism of Art the Clown is like cranked all the way up. Like there definitely was a moment in the movie where I was like, I might need to take a break, you know, like.
Oh, wow, you?
Yeah. I didn't quite get there, but like, I think the last time a really disturbing horror movie forced me to take a break was, I think, Serbian Film. Where it was like, I gotta step away for a minute, you know, like I need to get some air. Was it
the pregnant woman with the scissor scene?
No, actually. It was actually pretty close to the beginning, actually. It was that little girl sucking on that lollipop. Yeah. That was the moment where I was like, I need a minute. like, this is, whoa. You know, by the time we got to newborn porn, I was just like, like I was back in.
At that point, the corruption of chaos had fully taken
Yeah,
over.
yeah. But by that point, they had already thrown so much at me that, like, I was just in awe. You know, I was just in awe of that scene. You know, because you're just like, as I like to say, they're not going to show that, are they? Yes, they are. They're going to show it. Hey, man, they made puppets and everything. They're going to use them.
So Terrifier 3 is like see,
I wouldn't say it is as Serbian film. Serbian film is still like the reigning champion, but it is approaching that space hardcore. Like,
all right.
Like,
I mean,
blood
like,
is funny. You know, like you have to be able to accept that watching people get dismembered is funny.
it's for the sickos like us.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is one of the hardcore ones.
I mean, for an industry plant horror icon, that's
what is up with that argument? Who made that argument? That was the weirdest thing I'd ever heard.
It's a bunch of dipshits. They got Twitter blue and have figured out that the best way to get money off that goddamn website and get paid is to say controversial shit to make people fucking angry and quote tweet them.
yeah, but I was like, it's an industry. First, I had to figure out what they meant by an industry plant, because, like, from the context, it was clear what they meant, but I was like, you're applying that to Terrifier? I have to be misunderstanding something. And then it turned out I didn't misunderstand shit. And I'm like, well, then you're just wrong.
Okay.
Like, Terrifier is more like, what if Hatchet had gotten really big?
Terrifier is like, what if a trauma film got loose?
Yes. Yeah. It got released out into the wild. It escaped the lab, you know?
And people loved it, and they gave it a sequel. And the people that made Terrifier 1 were like, well, fuck it. We'll just make this a very similar movie, but more bloody.
Well, the other thing is, like, it can't be an industry plant if fucking the third movie is the one that has studio backing.
But the thing is, it's like, what we're talking about horror here. We're not talking about fucking MCU or DCU or like any like major fucking motion picture. We're talking about fucking horror. There are no industry plants in horror because whenever they try to fucking do it, it fails miserably.
It dies a miserable death. Yeah, it because they don't, because it's got to come from the groin.
Because horror fans are if anything, fucking they hate the norm. We're a bunch of weirdos and losers. Like, we're a bunch of weirdos and freaks. Like, we play D&D and we go to the fucking bondage club. Like,
it's just who we are. Yeah. What's an industry plant? An industry plant. Okay, here's what it actually is. An industry plant is something like NSYNC. Yeah. Or One Direction.
Hey, hold on. One Direction's a little out of color right now.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that guy killed.
Degrees.
Yeah, that guy killed himself, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Threw himself out of a hotel window or something.
And of course, TMZ, the fucking vultures they are, showed like the pictures. Don't look them up. You don't want to see them.
I don't know. I don't need to see that. I've seen combat pictures. That's enough.
I saw the Chris Farley not morgue crime scene pictures.
Oh,
that hurt, and I was like, never again.
Oh, like, that's, come on, man. Like, that's one of those things where, look, we all know what a coke overdose looks like. You know,
it looks bad.
Yeah, it's not good, you know, but I found myself going like, give the man a little dignity, man. You know, like.
Nah, they're fucking vultures, dude.
Yeah, yeah. It reminded me of John Belushi all over again, you know? And I
Mhm.
was like, oh, come on. And like, stop it. Yeah. The One Direction guy like threw himself off a hotel balcony and, sploosh.
Right.
It is pretty bad. But anyway, so in industry, New Kids on the Block. What's that?
Mark Wahlberg in general.
Marky Mark. Yeah. Like, those are industry plants, or like remember Poppy?
Yeah, she broke off and is doing her own shit now.
But she started out as a complete, product fabrication. There wasn't no heart there.
Poppy is it was supposed to be like an art thing, but I think it turned into reality.
Well, it was weird, but I don't remember any of her music.
Not when she was like doing the Poppy shit.
Yeah.
Her music afterwards is like actually not too bad.
Yeah, but it's not like, I wouldn't even say it was like Billie Eilish. Or,
it's kind of like if a white girl did Duran Gray.
Oh, so Grimes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Her and Grimes sound very similar.
Yeah. Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. That was an industry plant. Like, those are the industry plants of like my generation. So basically, it's when someone comes out of nowhere, has complete industry backing because they are an industry creation. Usually, what happens is someone makes something and the industry comes in later. But
Rebecca Black for millennials.
Yeah.
Millennials and Zoomers.
Yeah.
It's like,
they're usually Nepo babies.
Right.
They often have shit like that. And, but like, that's not Terrifier at all. Like, Terrifier started out as a bunch of short films, and then the guy did a Kickstarter for like a $1 million Kickstarter, which for like making a motion picture is like almost nothing.
It is nothing.
Because it is nothing. It's not like Trauma levels of low budget, but like it's not much better.
Well, and like it was like All Hallows Eve, they had one Art the Clown story, and the rest of it sucked on toast. Then they made Terrifier 1 with that, and then didn't they also crowdfund for the second movie?
I believe so. I believe they did. And by the third one, they actually started to get studio backing, which is why I think the budget for that is like $10 million.
But like, it's not an industry plant, because the whole reason why the film series exists is fans wanted this movie. They got it. They promoted it. They fucking told their friends to watch it. Then they made the second one. More people like that.
Yeah. It's the exact opposite of an industry plant.
It's so punk rock, it's not even funny.
I also don't know how you can claim something's an industry plant once you're on your third movie. Like, it's like, well, at that point, like, it's a thing.
You can hate clowns and think that they're weird, and I'm like, I get that.
Yeah.
I think that they're overplayed too, but that doesn't mean it's an industry plant. Like, again, in horror, like, I can't really think of one that
it's also like people going like, oh, it came out of nowhere. And I'm like, that's because you weren't watching until it was popular enough to talk about on your stupid YouTube show.
I'm going to say something.
I can say that because I had a stupid YouTube show.
And you are currently doing one.
And I'm currently doing one, yeah.
I'm going to say something, and you can either back away from it or you can co-sign it.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you watched the Halloween series 50 million fucking times and are really obsessed with Michael Myers does not mean that you are a horror fan.
Oh no.
So you don't get to come in to the horror space and tell us what is and isn't popular.
Yeah, you don't come into someone else's house and tell them what's what.
Yeah, you're a Halloween fan, and that's fine.
You
like
can
Halloween.
just like Halloween. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's okay.
But don't come into my fucking kitchen where I'm watching like fucking,
Yeah.
what's the
In my house,
White Worm.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, Lair of the White Worm. Like don't
fuck
come in
yeah.
when I'm watching my fucking Darren Aronofsky and being like, oh, what's this? This isn't even fucking horror. I will fucking choke
I
you.
will. Yeah. That's a choking offense.
Like,
What's this guy? Kenneth, what's his name? This fucking sucks. I will fucking kill you. I will fucking kill you. Like,
just so you can't share that opinion with any other human being. I will stem the infection.
yeah. That was actually
what kind of horror movies qualify someone as a horror fan? Any. But you have to like more than just one series.
Yeah, it's how to put it. We can kind of smell our own.
Right.
It's
and it's always the stinky guy with the fucking Michael Myers mask that makes everyone makes himself everyone else's problem.
Yeah. Or the guy who's just like a little too stuck in the 80s. Like don't get me wrong. I am very stuck in the 80s. But there's a point at which there's a point at which you're like, dude, if you don't think there's been a good horror movie since the 80s, you are out of touch. There have been amazing movies, particularly in the last 10 years, that have just fucking blew my socks off.
One I rewatched recently that I forgot was so fucking good. The Taking of Deborah Logan.
Taking of Deborah Logan's really good. Yeah.
Oh, that shit is amazing. If you haven't watched it, please make it part of your fucking Halloween retinue. I love
that scene of her eating the girl.
It's my favorite scene.
I know. It's like, it's one of those, I hate to spoil that shot for people, but the thing is having that shot spoiled for me is what got me to watch the damn thing. Because I was like, wait, what movie is this from? I'm watching that.
Yeah, like there's this scene where like they come around the corner and like Deborah Logan is like chomping on this kid's head. Like,
yeah,
jaw and hinge and everything.
Yeah, because there's an evil snake god in that story.
There is. Oh man, you gotta watch it. Trick or Treat. That's also a movie.
Trick or Treat is fantastic. Yeah.
I wish there was a sequel to it. I wish that we would like do more.
I know, like that's one that you feel like that should have gotten a trilogy. Like at least.
Like if Creep House, not Creep House, Creep Show, can get 3 fucking movies. Trick or Treat should get
because you're like, didn't this at least deserve like 2 lesser sequels? Like,
yeah, like the ABCs of Death.
Yeah. Well, ABC's of Death was always uneven as fuck,
even within the first,
first one, like some of those are real stinkers. G is for Gravity. Oh, God, come on,
fuck off,
like that one was just the worst. But then we get L for Libido, which is fantastic. Probably my favorite one of the first movie.
But like the point I think the point we're trying to make here is like there's no one path to being a horror fan, but there is one path that the rest of the horror fans will give you. There
is a bouquet of horror films that one should be a bouquet of films that one is expected to kind of be a fan of,
and the best garden to pick from is Tubi.
Yeah. Now, if you had said, Kenneth Haggerty brought up Megan. If you said Megan was an industry plant, I'd have been like, yeah.
I could agree.
I would totally agree with that. I still love that movie, but I would totally agree with that.
When Megan was getting promoted during like football games, I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we see where we're going with this one. Like, with that said, I still love the movie, and I'm looking forward to the sequel.
Fun. It's fun. Have you seen Abigail yet?
Oh yeah.
my favorite movie so far of the year.
Man.
A horror movie of the year.
Dude, did you see The Substance yet?
Not yet. Is it good?
I've
heard nothing but good things.
Dude, it's like someone gave Brian Usna $20 million and hired Demi Moore.
Sold.
Yeah.
Like, where do I sign up?
Oh, dude, it's. Let me put it this way: there are a lot of memes that are gonna suddenly make a lot of sense when you watch that damn thing. You're gonna be like,
Right.
"What the fuck is this?" Elizabeth, what the fuck is that? You will know. You'll now be in on it once you see The Substance. You're gonna be like, "What is this?" You're like, "What was the joke here?" Oh. Yeah, like I can't believe people liked The Substance because I'm like, really? You like not because it's bad, but it's one of those like, yeah, I love this movie. Why do you love this movie?
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. Where it's like, wait, y'all also liked that? Yeah, it was good.
I don't know how to respond because I agree, and yet at the same time, I am very puzzled. I'm not used to that.
Catherine saying that they love Megan just for the behind the scenes hilarity. Yeah, that movie looked like it was fun to be on. Like,
oh yeah. Megan, even if it's an industry plant, Megan is a great movie. Like,
yeah.
Sometimes, once in a while, they come out with a banger, but.
It feels like a turd that had been polished expertly.
Oh, yeah, because it was a movie that was like, it is absolutely a TikTok horror movie.
Yeah.
With that said, it's an extremely well made one. It's an extremely good one.
Yeah. It's like. Like I said, it's a really fun movie, but it's definitely one like, all right, this felt like a fucking Disney ride. Like you're like, that was great for 5 minutes. Oh, look, my picture's on the wall over there. Like, I think like, but the thing is like, there's so much like that has just been released. Like there's a lot of things that, like if you're looking for non-industry plant movies, they're out there.
Oh yeah, they're totally out there.
The fact that you are focusing on this instead of watching those movies, like they're talking about that being an industry plant, but if I showed them Mad God, their brain would fucking split
melt.
In half.
Yeah, their brain would melt. Like hell, my brain melted.
It was the craziest Tool video I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, dude. It's a 60-minute Tool video, Yeah. Put any Tools, turn the sound off, put on any Tool song, Tool music video.
And it's made by the guy who did all the model work on Star Wars. Dream project, literally dream project that he was made.
It's really good
since A New Hope.
Well, the thing, okay, so the people are talking about Neon A24 and Blumhouse. Okay, here's the thing about Blumhouse.
Fuck them right now.
Why? What happened?
Oh, they've decided to start using more AI integration, like with writing and. Graphic, just like
yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah. No. I mean, I've never really been that big of a Blumhouse fan, and it's I don't like their movies. Period. Most of them are just.
I wouldn't go that far. I've liked a lot of Blumhouse movies, but like, never their big tentpoles. It's never their big tentpoles that I give a shit about. It's like, oh look, like I thought The Conjuring was overrated from the start. By the time we got on to like Paranormal Activity 4, I was kind of out.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
you and the rest of the audience were.
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of like Paranormal Activity 4. I was kind of like, well, I wrapped up the series. I think we're good.
I don't know what the witch shit's about, but like
Well, I had seen all of the Paranormal Activity movies up to that point. It made total sense. Made total sense. It wasn't the scariest of them. In fact, it's probably the least scary.
Yeah.
Black Phone. Yeah, Black Phone. Black Phone is great, but that wasn't one of their tentpoles. Their tentpoles are things like The Nun and what was that? Not Abigail, but what was
The Orphan? Is that
the other evil doll one? Annabelle. Those I didn't really care for. Like,
and but like I just had this feeling that they were gonna be one of the first ones to do it.
Oh, the AI integration.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say I'm too surprised.
I just hope that A24 and Neon never go that fucking direction. God damn it.
I would be shocked if they did. Like, they don't seem to have any need to like do that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you could make an A24 looking movie and have AI involved.
Not a good one.
Yeah. And they're kind of known for like both Neon and A24 are kind of known for like high quality. So I don't think
their movies have a certain aesthetic.
Yeah. And I think an AI would fuck that up bad.
I agree.
Midsummer was overrated. Oh, I actually disagree.
All right.
I disagree.
Here's the reason why I think it's overrated.
Yeah.
I think that movie is great. I love every minute of that movie, but some people may like said that it was like groundbreaking, and I just want to hold them down and watch European folk horror for like a day.
Oh, I don't know about yeah, it's like I don't know about groundbreaking. Like
that movie is made by someone who loves like Lucio Fulci and like all the fucking weirdo like.
Oh yeah. Well, that was Ari Aster, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
It felt like Ari Aster doing like one of the Hammer folk horror movies.
Yeah.
It just didn't have but turns out the monster is man, but I thought it was really great,
Yeah. There were some moments that were like genuinely like.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely Wicker Man based,
Oh, totally. But there are moments that are definitely like defining, I guess I would say. Like there are moments that are defining of that movie, and definitely like
the scene where everyone's crying with her. I love that scene.
Okay,
the scene where the dude is like fucking that girl while all the old witches are watching him.
Like, man, see, that movie does like a lot of one of my favorite things that horror movies do, which is like a scene that is scary, but not because like there's a monster or like something supernatural happening. It's just like
horrifying.
Yeah, like the crying scene.
Yeah,
I have never felt more uncomfortable.
Yeah,
and like while watching a movie than that. Like I don't know.
You thought it was annoying. Oh man, no, I thought that scene was pitch perfect. I thought it was really good
because like how that movie ends.
Yeah,
like this girl went into that scene and was like crying because she was scared and alone.
And by the end of it, she's not alone anymore. It's basically the Wicker Man if the main character had actually fucked that girl and been spared. Like if the Wicker Man had a happy ending.
Yeah, it's like because it's this moment where like she's freaking out and like she's crying, and then all of a sudden all the women are crying with her. And not like crying, making fun of her, an empathetic cry. And that's the moment.
Oh, no, that boyfriend was not kind. That boyfriend
No,
is a
fuck
manipulative,
him.
abusive asshole. Like,
Yeah.
it was one of those. It's a great depiction of emotional abuse, that boyfriend character, because he's doing it the entire time, but he's doing it while appearing as inoffensive, which is how they work. That's how those people work. Yeah, Wicker Man, they give him so many chances. Yes.
So many chances. And like the boy, like, and literally like at the beginning of that movie, all right, I think I might be turning around. I think it's overrated in certain aspects, but I think it's a really great film.
Yeah.
But like the beginning of that movie starts with like not only the boyfriend.
Oh,
but the
your
rest-
boyfriend was kind, but an emotional idiot. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, you're
But-
talking about your boyfriend at the time. Got it.
Yeah, but like it was that person and that person's friend.
The ending is
group.
not a happy ending because she's been converted to. It's a happy ending for her. She has what she wanted.
Yeah,
It's
happy ending.
ghoulish. It's a ghoulish happy ending. Kind of. It's not as much of a happy ending as The Witch because like she gets magic powers.
She does get to fly.
Yeah, she gets to fly, you know?
God, I love that fucking movie. Yeah, like, but like at the beginning of that movie, it's her boyfriend and all her entire friend group all are talking shit and hate this girl. And then they go on this fucking trip to like in the middle of, some Northern European.
I think it was Sweden or
Yeah.
somewhere in the middle of nowhere, Sweden.
Netherlands, something like that.
Yeah.
It's up in the Alps. And the same
The
group
hills
of
are
friends
alive.
with the sound of murder.
The sound of a guy in a bear suit on fire.
but like the whole movie is just like these people are like the most unlikable fucking tourists, and this one girl is doing everything in her power just to have a good time.
Yeah, because her whole family has just died.
Yeah,
like that was the sticking point where it's like everyone's being a jerk, and I'm just sort of like, her whole family just died, and if you don't want her on the trip, maybe you should just say that.
Yeah, just say like, hey, you seem like you don't want to.
Yeah, you seem like you're not in a space to like go on a trip like this. Maybe don't do that.
Someone said the Serpent and the Rainbow is better than Nightmare on Elm Street. All right, I don't care.
It's very different. They're very different. I could see liking it more than Nightmare on Elm Street, but like, I don't know. They're both solid movies. Same guy.
Yeah, I mean, like, and that's the other fucking
probably one of the most accurate depictions of voodoo you'll ever see committed to film.
True as hell.
Yeah.
Holy shit. But like, it's just like it's kind of going back to like the whole like Art the Clown being an industry plant. Like, you can not like something or say like and say it's not your thing, and like that's cool. You don't have to like it. I don't like the Friday the 13th series. I think it's boring. There's certain ones
really.
There are certain ones I love. Yeah, this is my hot take. There are certain ones I love. Jason X, because I think that
Jason X is amazing. Yeah.
I love the seventh one, not the one where he goes to Manhattan.
Where he fights Carrie.
Yes, and I also like the fourth one. That's it.
Oh, the fourth one is amazing.
The rest of them I can just not.
You can take or leave.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you like the best ones. That's good.
But I can't watch all of them because I don't.
Yeah,
like
my hot take is I actually don't think Freddy's Dead is that bad.
It's not, but it is definitely the worst of the series.
It's but still a good movie. I'm like, if this is your worst movie, your franchise is pretty good.
It was definitely one of those like, all right, it's time to take Freddy out to the. The remake is definitely the bottom now.
That's absolutely the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah. Do not watch the remake. It's bad.
Yeah. It will make you go, why? But why? Why did you make this
movie? It's like, oh, we're gonna make Freddy scary again. Okay. That sounds cool.
But I also feel like you did that with New Nightmares, so
I did too. And then they're like, but we're also gonna tell the story of Freddy, and he may have been an innocent victim all along.
Okay.
Sounds cool.
We could do that. And then we didn't.
And then we fucking didn't. And then it's like, nope, psych, he actually is a child predator. And it's like,
yeah. The sad thing is that my one of my favorite franchises also has like most of the worst movies. That being Hellraiser. It's like Hellraiser 1 is amazing. Hellraiser 2 is super amazing. Hellraiser 3 is it's all right. It's got some high points. Hellraiser 4 Bloodlines is okay. Not
is when they
it.
3 and 4.
I miss the days when Bloodline was the least Hellraiser movie.
Yep. It's not anymore.
It's not anymore. You know, it hasn't been for a long time. You know, like
you get to 7 and you get Chungus Pinhead.
Well, that was so weird because I was like, I don't. What? Like, I couldn't get over, like, that was one of those things where I was like, well, I mean, like, you know, Doug Bradley can't do this forever.
But who the fuck is that?
But who the fuck is this? You know, like, this is not working. You know, I much prefer what they did with Pinhead in the remake, which is like, no, just completely redesign the character. Like, just completely redesign them. Although
we're gonna make Pinhead gender.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I thought Pinhead should have had like a huge dick and still been like, you know, still looked androgynous, still looked, you know, very feminine. But you know, they didn't. I wish that movie was like grimier and sleazier, you know, because that's what I felt was missing. You know,
but it was a goddamn good Hellraiser.
Oh yeah. It was a good Hellraiser movie. Like, it's definitely like better than Hell on Earth.
Yeah, boy, that's a barometer to fucking. That's a
yeah. Well, like I said,
better than Hellworld. Yay, we did it, guys! We made a movie better than Hellworld.
Yeah. I wasn't talking about Hellworld. I was talking about Hell on Earth. The third one. It's better than the third one. Like, easily. So it's like the third best Hellraiser is the remake. Still doesn't hit the heights of anywhere near the heights of the first two, though. You know,
I think. Okay, which one do you think is better, 2 or 1?
Depends on what mood I'm in.
It's a hard question.
It is a hard question. It is a hard question. You know,
because one's fucking horny as shit.
Yeah.
The second one's definitely more like horror base.
Yeah. It's a little less horny, except for a couple of moments that are super horny. So it like kind of balances out. You know, but it's also got like, that doctor. The Dr. Cenobite, he is so fucking great. And to think, I hesitated. Doctor recommends amputation. It's fucking got Julia like with her skin coming off. It's so fucking awesome. Oh man, I thought it was like, I was like, oh man, I can't wait. Hellraiser 2 is why I had to see Hellraiser 3, and then I did, and I was like, well, that could have been better.
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't
but...
the worst, but it was the worst Hellraiser movie at that point, but that's only because some of the others hadn't been made.
And then the fourth one came out.
And then the fourth one came out, and I was like, I don't know. This might be better than the previous one, but like only just. I mean, it did have.
This movie didn't have to be made. This movie didn't have to be made.
I feel no, it didn't. It really didn't, because especially since like a year later, fucking Event Horizon came out, and I was like. So you could have just done Hellraiser in space and it could have worked, Didn't
they do Hellraiser in space?
Yeah, that was the fourth one.
Yeah.
That was the fourth one, because the fourth Hellraiser Bloodlines was like 3 different stories in the Hellraiser universe that are like connected by Lamar Shand.
Right, I forgot. I thought that was its own fucking movie.
No. It was like the last segment of Bloodlines. It kind of worked. Like it had problems. Like I kind of wish that it had been a little bit more. I wish that it had just been about like the Pinhead and the princess.
Right.
Like, because that seemed to be where the real movie was. Like the power struggle between those two characters that gets really lost in the narrative. And you're like, but that seems like that was kind of what we were doing. Also, I did not like the fact that Lamar Shand was just like a tool.
Yeah.
Because I was like, no, Lamar Shand is... Did we forget that bit in the first one where they explain how the box is created? A normal person does not do that. A normal person does not ink a puzzle box in blood or render the metal parts with human fat, or like the heart of an orphan child, like just like what dude, the creation of the box is like supposed to be this horrific endeavor,
but they wanted to have a hot guy.
I'm like, no, we really don't need that. Like the people of the first 2 movies, I mean, they weren't bad looking, but they weren't particularly like, they weren't like Hollywood hot.
They were like Genesis hot.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, I mean, good looking enough, but like when they tried to make it too sleek, and I was like, no, something about Hellraiser that's got to be dirty,
And then the 5th one came out, and then the 6th one came out,
and then it just kept
going.
Yeah. Well, actually, like the 5th one, it was like, okay, it was like this, like, all right. Hellraiser 1, Hellraiser 1, Hellraiser 2, Hellraiser 3, Hellraiser Bloodlines. 5 was Inferno, right?
I think so.
Yeah, so we're like, until we get to the remake, which is much better.
It went Hellbound, Hellraiser 2, Hell on Earth, Bloodline, Inferno.
Yeah, which had promise. It had promise,
Hellseeker, Deader, then Hellworld. Like,
Deader
and
Hellworld.
Same year.
Whoa.
Revelations. and if you signed off, no one would have blamed you.
Oh no.
But like, but that's the thing. Like, that is fucking horror on a platter. Like, someone brought up Leprechaun. Leprechaun's got like fucking 12 sequels and like 2 remakes. Like, the remakes suck dick, but that's beside the point. Jason's movies go on forever. Why is Terrifier 3 the industry plant movie?
Yeah, I know, right? You know, like,
if anything, that's horror.
No, that's just people not conforming to nonconformity, man.
Oh, that shitty part of the Gen X attitude?
Yeah, fuck you. Just I don't know what to say other than fuck off. Fuck off with that noise. You know, that is a take I have had to live with for literally since the 80s. And like, there was a period of time where I was like, yeah, man, everybody sucks. And then I started to learn how to have a good time, and I no longer gave a shit.
Isn't it great just to be like, to have someone be like, that's terrible, right? And just go, yeah, I don't care.
I don't give a shit. I do not care whatsoever. You know,
this movie's terrible. I know.
Yeah, well, like, I don't know what it is. But like, in particular, Maryland had this problem where they would just try to make fun of you for anything.
Yeah.
And
look at you wearing your Gap jeans, poser.
Well, no, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about, like, the minute you have sex with a girl everyone's trying to have sex with, everyone's like, ew, why would you touch that?
I'm sorry, like, I thought we were all trying to
I'm sorry. Sex. I thought we were all trying to get so basically what you're saying is, hey, Jack, I hate you because you won.
Hey, that's what it is.
You know, you won. You got picked. And I was like, damn straight. And it was not worth it. But, like, you don't know that. You didn't get that far. You know.
She humped me like a fucking chihuahua. It was terrible.
Oh, if only. If only. You know that Robin Harris thing, like, a lot of people fucking leaving a hotel with a pretty woman pissed off. I didn't want to ruin my weave. We're fucking moving something, goddammit. You know, like, oh no, it was bad because I found myself just going like, did you want me to do something? Because you're kind of like not giving me anything to work with, you know, like, I mean, like, you're naked is fine, but like, that's kind of where it starts. Do you want to
hey, you awake?
Move? Yeah, no, seriously. Like, the entire time I'm like, I feel like I'm doing something wrong, you know, like, you know, lift your legs up in the air, moan a little bit, anything besides like lie back and think of England, you know, like, can we not do this? Like, this is weird.
Just like when I was like, are you having a good time?
No, it absolutely was. It absolutely was. And I got mad too, because like, I started thinking, well, maybe we need to add something to the mix here. So I did. So we did. And then it was a threesome, and I was like, well, and, you know, and then we both left, and we were kind of like, oh, that was kind of nothing. You know, and the other girl was like, yeah, it was kind of nothing. That was really unfortunate. You know, I'm like, yeah, I don't think we're going to be doing round 2. You know, let's just get out of here.
But like you said,
and then she started saying that I was like, this is where it got real weird, because she was like, oh, he cheated on his girlfriend with me. And I'm like, it's not cheating if she was the other one in the threesome.
She was there.
Yeah, she was there. Like, what's she talking about? You know, like, whatever. He's a terrible lay anyway. You
I
know,
was gonna say you could have just said like you didn't enjoy the sex. I'd have accepted that.
I accepted that. I mean, I didn't like it. You know, like
It'd be nice to have like somebody. Well, my girlfriend also didn't like it. It'd be nice to know that no one had a good time.
yeah, no, yeah. If you were unsatisfied, hey, at least it's 3 for 3. We're in agreement, you know.
Yeah,
No argument.
we can work to make things better.
Yeah. Yeah, Jay Tilton's like the old Simpsons joke. Nelson kisses Lisa. You kissed a girl? That is so gay. Yeah, it was exactly that. Exactly that.
And like that's the
And I
thing,
just came
man.
to the conclusion. I was like, wow, people do that suck.
Yeah, they do. It's like, again, it's like the people that will fucking spend their lives being like incredible racist edgelords on the
Oh
internet.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Your regular Trump supporters, if you will. You're like, oh man, they're so fucking loud. It's like, yeah, because that's all they have. This is it.
Yeah. If they don't shout you down, then they might have to hear what you have to say.
Or like they just all they have is their fucking dislike of anything anyone else likes.
Yeah.
And that shit sounds depressing.
Oh, it reeks. It absolutely reeks. Like it's the kind of thing that makes you go like, look, I realize that you hate yourself
Right.
in ways that I cannot imagine hating myself. And I am not an alien to that sort of like self-depreciation. Like, trust me, I'm not. But like, you've given in. Like, you've given in, and it seems to be out of laziness.
Right.
That's what always bothered me the most about it, which is like, things could be better. Like they could be okay. Do you maybe need like, I don't know, want some drugs or something? You just.
But they won't do drugs because like that's degenerate. Like that's degenerate shit. Nobody wants. Everyone that does drugs is the degenerate. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, but we're in a better place than you are. So
yeah, we are. But god damn, is it fun sometimes?
Oh yeah, totally.
Have you ever spoken to a snake god? I have.
It's a good time. It could be a real good time.
Yeah, they're real big fans of synthwave and real big fans of like Bill Hicks. Sometimes they speak in Bill Hicks's voice. Oh, what? Like I'm the only person that's been there?
Oh no, no. Like I remember like rave back in the day. It was real common to have that whole like, we're all one consciousness experiencing itself subjectively. There is no such thing, there is no such thing as death. And if love is all there is, then there could be no opposite. Here's Tom with the weather.
And then it's like, it's also like the incel shit, right? I'm sorry you're unfuckable. I wish you could be, but you just refuse to like let go of the thing that makes you unfuckable, which is your shitty personality.
Yeah.
Like,
there was no such thing as an incel in like 90s rave culture. It just people who had been at a rave for less than 3 hours.
Well, there's no incel at a rave scene because like everyone's high and probably trying to have sex with each other.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Because ecstasy and fucking psychedelics do that.
Yep. I'll never forget my friend Jace. He's gone now, but like this whole moment, which he was like, yeah, fuck that. It was like, yeah, I had to have sex with that guy. Like, what do you mean you had to have sex with that guy? I was like, well, he was bumming everybody out. I like I took a bullet for this party, man. You know, I was like, that bad, huh? Oh yeah.
This dick ain't gonna suck itself.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh dude, I watched him say that once. It was amazing. Look, my dick's not gonna suck itself, so unless you're gonna do it, I gotta move on.
That is
cold blooded.
But at the same fucking time, he had waited to his maximum point at that venture. Like,
oh yeah, I well, that was one of those. That was Bruss, and a guy named Bruss, and that guy just could not be happy. You know, he's like the most depressing of a Cure part of a Cure song all the time. And you just sort of like, dude, I'm gonna need you to like do something because all you're doing is irritating everybody.
You're making the party worse, man.
Yeah. And the thing that was annoying is he got really mad because like he was really after this one dude, which was understandable, right?
Right.
But like there were a bunch of guys that kind of like, you know, did a train on the guy. Which okay. And they tried to get Bruss in on it. They were like, yeah, we know you like this guy and he seems to be up for it. Why don't you, you know,
come give a hand.
Give a hand. You know, and he just he's a real spoil sport about it. And it was like, well, didn't you want to do that? I mean, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, what?
I wanted it to be special.
Like,
I'm assuming.
Who knows? Who knew with him? Like, I still remember, like, his best friend picks up the phone. Oh, it's Bruss. He apparently cut his wrist open. All right, well, if you're not dead in the morning, give me a call. Click. I was like, whoa. Damn, should we do something? He's like, no, it's like the third time this week. I was like, oh, so he's a fake suicide man? He's like, yeah, he's a fake suicide man.
Ah, okay.
And I'm like,
still though, it's like I mean, I know people that have had like severe depression and severe depressive episodes, and like you can't help that shit, you know.
Oh yeah. But that was also when I learned that people who start going through with it, they don't tell you.
Mm-hmm.
They don't tell you because they're trying to go through with it. You know, I have had people like call me like on the edge.
Me too.
You know, and it's been like, all right, we'll, you know, hey, it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, it'll be okay. I'll be right over. You know, you don't have to do this. But like, that's a conversation that usually you don't tend to have that multiple times in a single week.
No.
You know, that's something that might happen every couple of years.
But that's the thing. Like, there are certain things that you choose. Like that person chose not to like make themselves like put themselves in a situation that may make them bring them joy or something like that. You know, I just I feel bad like for people like that, but like was he like an aggressively angry asshole to everybody too?
Oh yeah.
Oh well, fuck him then.
Oh yeah, like he was. Yeah. That was he. It's why and the thing is because everyone had had the real suicide scares.
Right.
You know, when you have someone who's doing it just to get attention, because it's one of those, like, he never cut himself. You know, he never cut himself. He just fucking threatened to do it. You know.
So he uses suicide as abuse.
Yeah. Yeah, and he would do that to like
That-
his fucking friends all the time.
Because that is a fucking thing. I've had it happen.
Yeah. It is a thing. It is a thing. And the thing that makes me so angry is that it becomes more. It becomes a little bit more. Each time that happens, it becomes a little bit more effort to be alert for the times when it's real.
Right.
You know.
And it's usually like a person that is just constantly trying to make themselves like the center of attention.
Yeah.
So trying to get some type of fucking pity party.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah.
They demand all the energy on them. And you have people that are suffering silently.
Yeah.
That it's, yeah. And they do that shit because they know that you'll give them attention, because nobody wants to tell a person that's trying to commit suicide to fuck off.
Yeah, exactly. Was the guy mentally ill, or was he just an asshole? I don't know if he was mentally ill. He was definitely an asshole.
You can't be both.
Yeah, it is possible to be both. Like, I can't. That's not the workings of a healthy mind, but
no,
you know,
it's I think they call it like a pathetic narcissist or some shit like that.
Yeah, the covert narcissist.
Yeah, like what Boogie is.
Yes. Yeah.
Their life is just constant shit. Nothing's ever going right. They can't keep a job.
Yeah, well, Bruce could keep a job. Like he could do that.
Is like it's always something going on that's not their fault, but yet they have to suffer through, and it's your problem too.
Yeah, and he didn't treat people well either. You know, I still remember like being at his apartment, and I put my feet up, and he's like, "Oh, don't put your feet up there." And I was like, "Oh shit, sorry." I just wasn't thinking. You know, I was like, 18, didn't give a shit about nothing. You know, like, there's a table over here. I'll put my feet up on that. You know, and he was like, "Don't put your feet up on there." And I'm like, "Oh shit, you're right. That was rude of me." And before I get my feet off the table, like we're lifting our feet off the table, going like, and we're apologizing.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, "That table's worth more than you are." I'm like, what? You invited me in.
Why are you?
You invited me in and gave me the impression you wanted to fuck.
Why I'm here, by the way.
Yeah, which is kind of why I'm here, by the way. So why this all of a sudden? You know?
That's a weird thing to say.
It was a weird thing to say. You know?
Even if it's true, it's a weird thing to say.
Well, yeah, because like it's not like it was like, excuse me? My worth to you has a dollar value? What do you think this is? You know?
What is my dollar value?
What is my dollar value? Also, you wouldn't talk to you talking that way to a prostitute be out of bounds. Like that would be out of pocket, you know? Be like,
you talk that way to a sex worker, they might fucking
they might shank you, man. Yeah, you might get fucking yeah. So guy was a shitbag. Guy was a complete shitbag. So I had like, by the time that whole telephone conversation happened with his best friend, I was out. You know, I was still worried, but like having the guy go like, "Nah, it's the third time this week he's done this." I was just like,
Has he ever went through with it?
Ever gone through with it? No, he never does. You know, and I'll never forget that. No, he never does. And I was like, you seem a little mournful about this. It's like, well, I don't want the guy to die, but
I'm tired of it.
I am a little tired of it. You know?
Yeah, no, again, I've been on that fucking other end of it. I know what it feels like. It's like, Look, I feel like your misery is the only thing you got. You're holding on to that. That's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. I also, man, the whole boogie thing is like weird too.
It's not weird to me. It makes total fucking sense. Because Boogie has always been this person.
Oh yeah, I believe that, but
Yeah.
I didn't realize that's who he was, like not until later.
He
And
always gave me the obnoxious guy at the card shop vibes. I can't explain it. Actually, I can't explain it because that's who he is. But
that's how he's got started,
But like what I'm fucking talking about.
Yeah, I do know
right?
what you're talking about. Yeah.
Like the guy that fucking shit talks every goddamn release, talks like the maddest shit, like, oh, this is fucking stupid, I fucking hate it. Like, never fucking bathes, is always wearing like the same fucking shirt, and is making it everybody else's fucking problem, and is like very overtly, like, again, very overtly bigoted. But
Yeah.
like the minute he gets confronted, folds like a fucking cheap suit.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
He's like, yeah, like, so when that shit started coming out, I was like, yep, checks out. Known this guy my entire life. he's every stinky card shop guy.
Yeah. Oh, he did that Mr. Rogers a YouTube bit like really well for a while.
Oh, yeah. We were stupid.
Well, he put on a good act, like he put on a decent act. But weirdly enough, I always would have thought that
I don't feel bad for Boogie.
Some of that would filter in, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, you try to be a nice guy, even if it's for a camera long enough, maybe it like starts to penetrate. No, not really. And the thing that I think is so weird is that he does that thing where he honestly, I think he honestly feels like he has to buy people's friendship.
Because he does. Yeah, Boogie, you're right about that. You do have to buy people's friendships because you're an insufferable ass outside of that. And like, you have here's the thing: you have a core group of friends that loves you.
Yeah.
But they aren't online. They just want to hang out with you because they like you as you.
Yeah. They're like, no. Magic the Gathering, fucking Boogie every Thursday night. That's who we love.
Yeah. But you're constantly buying shit, and nobody wants it. They just want to hang out with you.
Yeah.
And like, have you ever had that friend that's just constantly buying you shit, and like whether you ask for it or not?
I haven't actually.
It doesn't feel great because eventually what happens, and you're not going to be shocked by this, but eventually what happens is you call them out on some bullshit, and then they start talking about how they bought you all this shit.
Oh, yeah, I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Boogie does that to his friends. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, guy fucking bitches constantly about it.
Yeah, well, like the thing that like freaked me out the most is the way he retroactively self-justifies things and how you can watch it happen in real time.
Yeah.
To the point where it's like, dude, you're
making $3,000 a month. You can't afford to spend $5,000 every month. I don't give a shit if the new WoW expansion comes out.
Yeah. Like, also, well, here's the other thing. Like, he lives in an area where $3,000 a month would probably be an okay living. It wouldn't be because he lives in like middle of nowhere, fucking Alabama.
Yeah, but also like he's got a fucking 4-bedroom house. It's in a suburb. that he's filled with fucking arcade cabinets.
Yeah,
And-
yeah.
and
I'm
it's
like, you could sell one of those. Those go for like several hundred to a couple $1,000 a pop. So
yeah, you've got original cabinets.
even
in
if
there,
it, yeah, even if they aren't the original ones, they still sell for like several $100s.
Yeah.
You know, if you need the, when was the last time you played that Pac-Man thing? Like, you know, it can go, you know.
But like that's the thing. He has to like he justifies that spending, and then is like, "Woe is me" all the fucking time because of it. Like,
yeah. But then
I can't stand people like that. Like you have like so much wealth that you're sitting on, and
oh yeah,
and you're blowing it on dumb shit and not keeping up with your bills.
Yeah.
You know what I would do with $1 million fucking
and you're trying to
dollars?
sell your magic cards, like, dude, that those days are over.
You know what I would do if I was getting like $1 million like every couple of months? I'd buy my house off and buy my car off and have no debts.
Yeah.
Shit. Like why are you spending this dumb shit on like spending your money on this dumb shit? And
Yeah.
it's like it's
like
it's
I had
it's
I had a buddy, he collected arcade cabinets, right?
Yeah.
An
expensive hobby.
It's expensive hobby, but when he was running low on cash, you know what he did? He would sell them.
Right.
And people would be like, "Oh, you're gonna," and he was always like, "Well, yeah, well, when I get the money, when I get money rolling again, I'll buy them back because these things circulate."
Right.
You know, like I'm in a position where if I'm lucky, and I usually am, what will happen is like these things will trade hands so many times that chances are by the time it comes around to me again, I can pick it up for about half of what the guy I sold it to the first guy for.
Right.
You know, he's like, he points to a cabinet. He's like, that one, I've owned that 5 times, and each time that's what happens.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, oh, well, okay, you seem to have a system going here. But like when money's low, he sells stuff, and he has some real stuff. Like one of my faves is he has the original, he had the originals of a couple of Cannibal Corpse album covers. Not the print, the painting.
Yeah.
The painting done by the guy. Like he owned a couple of those. He ended up having to sell them, but like he had them. And it's like, oh yeah, you get like a few grand for that easy. You know, that's just for the asking. And yeah. Like he had like a cricket bat from Shaun of the Dead.
But that's the thing. He usually like it's the thing with that I hated about the boogie thing is like it was always someone else's fault. It was always like someone fucked him over in a deal, or some girlfriend he had like fucking cleaned him out, or he has friends that never fucking like they pays for that never contribute to anything.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you're burning this money, not them. Also, dating a 19-year-old's fucking weird for a guy in his mid-40s. That's, you know.
Yeah, actually, I don't think she was 19, but she was like early 20s.
I think she was 20. I think she was 20.
Yeah, I think she was like 20, 21. Definitely young.
Too fucking young for
Too
that
fucking
guy.
young. Yeah.
And he, like, I don't know. But, like, that's the thing. Like, he's, like, people like that just like are toxic, and like, and sometimes like you gotta like when you're in those situations, you kind of gotta go like, I can't be responsible for this shit anymore.
Yeah. That feeling of like I can't even be involved.
Yeah,
you know, I can't even be involved. This is
because it's not
terrible.
Just like it's not just the boogie situation; it's multiple situations. Like, I'm sure you have plenty of fucking stories about like people that you've had to like just wash your hands and walk away from.
Oh yeah, totally. I just told you one. You know.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Exactly. Like shit. Like I've had friendships of 15 plus years that I just like, look, man, you're an asshole and I don't want to be around you. So if you could fix that, we can be friends again. That sounds like an ultimatum. It is.
It is. It is. I don't respond well to ultimatums. Well, that sounds like a you problem.
Yeah.
Because my mind's made up.
Motherfucker, you're not the UN. Like, I'm asking you to not be such a dickhead all the fucking time, and you're like, we do not give in to terrorists. Like, fucking really?
He's making
Phil,
terroristic threats, telling me to not be a shitbag, you know? Like,
hey, can you, like, you know...
Just like Al-Qaeda told me.
I know, I'm one of those stupid wokies. Like,
yeah. Oh, Dark Side Phil. Dark Side Phil's like, that's a different level.
That's just pathetic.
Yeah, that is just pathetic. That is just one of those, like, dude, Boogie is clearly mentally ill. Darkside Phil, I don't think his brain ever worked right.
To quote one of my favorite internet videos, it's from Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Yamcha, when she broke up with me, she took my money. When she broke up with you, she took her money. Darkside Phil and Boogie. Boogie had his own money. Phil, you just had the means.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, didn't Darkside Phil masturbate on stream with the camera on? Yeah, he did. That was definitely one of those.
God damn it, man.
Man. Like,
can you like not be lame for 5 fucking seconds?
Yes. Yeah, right. And also, like, just listening to those tournaments that he was in. And I'm like, yeah, no wonder you got blacklisted.
You're an asshole.
You're such a dick. Everyone is just tired of you. Like, they don't want you to complete. Please stay home.
It's because I'm so good. Phil, I've watched you play. You're not.
You're not that good. You know, you're not that good. It please stop. Also, we're talking about Street Fighter 2 here. Like, let's not pretend like this is some sort of real accomplishment, okay?
But like, that's the thing, right? He was kind of good in Street Fighter 2. And then every time a game came out, he just could not compete. And it wasn't his fault. No, it was the game's fault. Like, come on, man. You're just bad. It's okay. You can say that.
Yeah. You're just not as good as the really good players, you know? Like, it's okay, you know?
We all had to quit Overwatch at some point.
So much bronze. I never got out of bronze. And after a while, I was like, I'm never getting out of bronze. I quit. This is 4 hours of my night. You know?
I hate this.
Yeah, I hate this. You know, if I'm not getting out, if I can't get myself out of bronze, I'm just to forget it. Let's just forget it. Because I'm not playing for fun anymore. I'm playing to prove something to myself, which is not going to be proved to myself by getting the diamond level in fucking Overwatch. It's not going to happen. I'm still going to have that same problem with myself.
You're like, what happens when it, like, I'm going to get diamond? And it's like, are you though?
Yeah.
Why do you want to do that to yourself?
You know, like, okay.
Jack, you get laid. You're already diamond.
True. I'm diamond in life, man. Yeah.
All right, Jack, let's not like blow it up too hard. Maybe gold.
Yeah, every girlfriend I've ever had, like, yeah, gold, you know. Diamond, I'm not so sure about, you know.
You're good at fucking. It's the other stuff that you're not good at.
Yeah, you're not so good at. You got problems, bro. Oh man, but yeah. I can't I can't play competitively. I'm bad at playing competitively because
Is it like, do you get like anxiety with it, or is it just? Or do
I
you? Are you
think so. I think so. Like the biggest problem. I don't think I play worse.
right?
You know, I think I just don't have fun anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah, once I start trying to do something competitively, it's like you have to win, and then it's no longer enjoyable because I'm no longer playing. I'm trying to win, and I think that for me that's counterproductive.
yeah. I was kind of in the same boat, and like I was like kind of good at like a few games, like Smite or and shit like that. But like I never really enjoyed playing video games competitively. I like
Yeah.
watching it. It's really cool to watch, and it's really cool to like see pro players, play these games. But I'm never gonna get to that point because like I don't have the dedication to that shit. I have I have a lot of other things I spend time on in
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
background.
yeah. I got other things that I want to do. Like
Like
this is actually really low on the priority list.
like I don't want to play I don't want to play 12 hours of PUBG a day so I can play competitively.
No.
And if that's what you want to do, fuck it. That's what you want to do. Have fun. But like, I never had fun in those games because I was always, I was always in the fucking Discord call or in the lobbies with the fucking sweatiest of sweats, and I don't play that way.
Yeah. You just looked up Dark Side Phil and the vagina I never knew I had dried up and wants to die. Yeah. Well, like I remember this one time because it blew up over the internet where Dark Side Phil was talking about this great deal he got on a vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, all right, first of all, you're talking about a deal you got on a used car.
Right.
All right, let's back it up. That's not a flex.
Right.
You know, second of all, 20%? What? That guy ripped you
On
off, dude. He robbed you blind.
an Ultima?
Yeah, it was like an Ultima or an old Audi or something like that. And I was just like, that guy robbed you fucking blind. What the hell is wrong with you? You could also, I'm thoroughly of the opinion you'd never pay more than like $7,000 for a used car.
Unless
No,
it's
I
like,
paid 10 grand once and I was like, no, never again.
it depends on the miles on it. Like if it's below like 50K, I would say like you're gonna have to pay. Well, the thing is like the car market now, you're gonna pay probably 15K to 20K for a used car.
For a used car, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude. Capitalism, man, the number keeps going up.
Jesus. Like I paid the car that cruiser that I'm still driving, 3,000 straight cash. I was just like, yeah, boom. I don't want to have to pay $200 every month. Here's just a $3,000. I own the car. I'm going to be driving it. You know.
The last two cars, besides the one I have right now, the last two cars I bought, I was not fucking happy about. Like, the one was a fucking Hyundai, and it was like one of the shitty Hyundais, and it didn't even last a fucking year. So
Yeah.
so
Hell in a Hyundai.
Yeah, like Hyundais are good, but like certain models are fucking terrible.
Well, they're not as good. They're not as good overall as the Hondas.
Yeah, totally.
The Hyundai is like, it's cheap for a reason.
But like, and then I had the fucking Chevy Cruze, and that goddamn thing had problem after problem after fucking problem sometimes.
And yet somehow kept on going. You got radiator fluid leaking out of the fucking fans.
Literally made it.
Oil's coming out of the gas tank.
literally made it to the closing day of my fucking house and died.
Yeah.
I was like, literally, I'm like at that point, I'm looking up at the heavens, going, "Really?"
Yeah, but I'm always amazed. Like those vehicles keep going until they just are completely dead. Yeah, and then there's just no help. Like you cannot. That thing, it has 1 billion hit points.
You talking about a Chevy?
Yeah, it has like 1 billion hit points, but the downside is you can never resurrect it. Once it's dead, it's dead.
No, the thing is, it has a very small health pool, but when you're like the fucking cleric that's constantly babysitting it, you're like, God fucking damn it, just live.
Yeah.
Like, God, why is it always the fucking
Yeah. Like it's got some sort of thing where as long as it's got like, it's like as long as it has 1 hit point, it will function. You know, but the minute it loses that last hit point, forget it. It's never coming back.
Yeah, and now it's in my backyard collecting fucking squirrel nuts. So
Oh my god,
I'm living my redneck dream. I have 2 cars and only one works.
dude! You should turn it into like a lawn furniture.
You know,
Have like almost like a playground kind of thing.
yeah, like it's Jesse wants to fix it, and I'm gonna let her do what the fuck she wants. Like she wants to make that thing run again so we can have 2 cars. All right, cool. I don't think it's gonna work, but whatever makes you happy.
Well, they are very easy. They constantly break, but they are easy to repair. You know,
I get really tired of fixing the same fucking thing every fucking time.
Oh yeah. Like it's like, how many times can a fan belt break? You know, like what is it doing? You know.
Why is it always the fucking temperature gauge? Why is this thing constantly?
Oh yeah, those things constantly fucking blow their thermostats and overheat.
That's the reason why I don't want to fucking fix it.
Yeah,
it's like the 3rd time that shit's been redlined, and I'm like, that engine is fucked. There's like, you're gonna have to do a whole fucking rebuild in order for that thing to run the same.
Radiator probably needs to be replaced, probably again.
Yeah,
if I know Chevys.
Yeah, no, like that thing needs to be replaced or drained or whatever, I think. But the problem is like,
open it up and a long tube of sludge comes out. Oh, that's not good.
Well, like we stayed on top of it for fucking like oil changes and take it to the mechanic visits, for tune-ups and shit like that. It's just a badly made car.
Oh yeah. No. It's cheap as fuck. It will. It's not built to last.
Yeah, I got one vehicle, which is my Corolla, because
Corollas are good. Yeah.
Well, the Corolla only had like 60K miles on it.
So yeah, but the Corolla's got that's a good like solid, oh god, what do you call it? Anyway, it's a very reliable. It's a super reliable car,
Yeah. But like that's the thing. My first car was a 95 Camry, and I got that bitch to like, I think 300K miles.
300K, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing I'm still working up to 200K on this baby.
You've got to find like a car club for the PT Cruiser. There's got to be at least 12 of you. Still working on these fucking things.
Oh yeah. They're actually quite a few. The biggest problem is no one knows how to weld anymore. You know, because there are a lot of back in the day. In order to be an auto mechanic, you had to know how to weld. You know,
A lot of people just be using JB Weld.
yeah. But I mean, you know, we're talking like real, like, you know, get the blast shields down, you know, do that shit. You know, that used to be every mechanic. Now it's not. You know, it's not as necessary anymore. But it is necessary if you're working on an older vehicle because you have to adapt the parts. Right. You know, so sometimes you need a little machining. Also,
it's like building a computer now versus building a computer back in the 2000s.
Being able to buy parts from China takes a while, but you get them.
Yeah.
And they're cheap. You know, I hate having to get shit on eBay. Because who knows what condition that shit's going to be in when you get it.
Right.
You know.
I don't think pick apart, you know.
Yeah. I actually like going to pick and pulls, but like the biggest problem that I have with them is the biggest problem with the pick and pull is that it's only as good as the guy who knows his inventory.
Right.
And that's a crapshoot. And I've only got like one pick and pull in the area that serves all of like this within like 40 miles of of this part of the Bay Area. And I swear to God sometimes. Anyway, found out something funny because I was like, man, I don't mind Oakland, but I hate driving there. I hate getting to and out of Oakland. Everyone does. Because the highway system there is a complete fucking mess.
Of course it is.
Turns out there's a reason, and the reason is racism.
It's the reason for every fucking Oakland problem.
It's fucking insane. It was like, oh yeah, we didn't want people coming in, so we made it deliberately hard to navigate so that people from those areas couldn't come in.
The fucking A's leaving, the fucking the Raiders leaving, all because of people being
the A's left. I don't think anyone noticed. You know.
Oh man, there were some people that were really sad. All like 2,000 of them.
Yeah, there were a few. You know, but Raiders left. Dude, Raiders better never show up back up in Oakland ever again.
Oh no, they're in Las Vegas now, Jack. They're getting their money. Still a terrible team, by the way. It just nothing really changed there.
Yeah. But I remember there used to be Raider merch stores all over the state. Mm-hmm. I remember the day it was announced they were selling, they all went out of business.
Because, like, Raiders fans are like, they're the most loyal bunch of fans. And they love the aesthetic. But what makes the aesthetic work is like them being from Oakland or LA.
Yeah.
Vegas. Oh, it's Vegas. Sin City. It's Sin City if you think Disney movies are a little too spirited. Oh, what? Like I'm fucking wrong? You've been to that goddamn city. You
actually,
know what it's like.
Actually, I haven't.
You haven't?
I haven't been.
Okay.
To Vegas.
All right. Let me tell you what it feels like. You ever been watched like stuck in a place like maybe you're like in a mechanic's office or a doctor's office and they have a TV on and it's just like ad after ad after ad after ad. It's like, who the fuck is this shit made for? It's made for people that go to Las Vegas.
Oh.
It is like the corporate like heaven.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's filled with all the people you don't want to party with.
Oh no.
Yeah. Go
no.
Go to New Orleans.
Oh, I love New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans is a vibe. New Orleans is fun. freaks live in New Orleans. Freaks don't live in Vegas, or at least not the touristy parts. It was, man. I don't ever want to go back, and I went one time. I
Yikes.
hated it. And it's like it's probably just a me thing, because like I'm that person that really hates fake and authentic shit. And
Oh, Vegas looks like it's just full of that shit.
Vegas is like Triple H fake tits. Like, you you could be into them, but like, what the fuck is this?
What are we doing?
What are we doing here? She crushes cans with her tits.
Awesome. Seems like kind of not the effect I was looking for, you know?
At least they're not Cowboys fans. Yeah, because Cowboys
also,
fans are
ow.
Hey,
ow.
Look, I love you. I know you like big tits, and I understand.
No, I'm just imagining like crushing cans with them. Ow.
Well,
like,
yeah, $20 is $20.
Work is work, you know.
Someone say at least they're not Cowboys fans. Yeah, no shit. I fuck like Cowboys fans. They're the people that have like Reagan memorabilia in their house.
Well, yeah, because that's the last time they won a Super Bowl.
That's the last time they were relevant.
I think the Miami Dolphins been the Super Bowl more than them.
Not more, but probably no. They haven't been there more recently because the Dolphins have been fucking terrible. But the problem is that the Dallas Cowboys has one fan that makes the entire thing terrible. Jerry Jones. He's the owner, president, and GM of the team.
Oh.
He's an 82-year-old man. He has no fucking clue how to run an NFL team. And he's so fucking egotistical, he won't change his ways. And that is the antithesis of what a fucking Cowboys fan is. We're going to keep doing it this way. It's not working. Well, by God, I'll make it fucking work. Okay, well, when everyone passes you by, don't fucking come crying to me.
Oh, man. Last time Cowboys won the Super Bowl was before Pantera broke. Not wrong.
Yeah, it's you know what a Cowboys fan does after they watch the Super Bowl? What? Turns off the VCR.
Oh, ow, I'm gonna get myself a coffee. We're back.
I think I'm gonna get myself something to drink too. I've got a bit of the cotton mouth. I'll be back quickly. Cowboys had a party at Vinnie Paul's place. with the Vince Lombardi trophy. Someone tried to throw it in the pool and came up short and did the shit out of it. Yeah, it checks out. Extra clips of the Lions Cowboys game, delightfully the pettiest game. I watched that shit live because I live here now. Oh, it was beautiful. By the way, sports truly make people violent, not video games. Sports fans burn down cities. Yeah, no, I mean, I would. There's violence is caused by a number of factors. It's not video games. It's not sports. It's usually violence is caused by either inequality or bigotry or some form of that. Your volume is low. Okay, 1 second. I've been fiddling around with my shit because I've been planning to come back to streaming. So Jack may have also turned me down. I want to know how the new place is going. I'm enjoying it. It's nice. I had an interview for a job today, and I think I fucking nailed it. So hopefully I'll get that. But yeah, I've loved it. It's been really cool. I haven't gotten hate crimes. It's so fucking cool. Hey, Alexander. Montreal Canadiens fans are right when they lost the Stanley Cup finals. They provided when they won. That's just good old Montreal boys, okay? You know, them and the Vancouver Canucks, they can just, you know, they win a game, they got to burn down the city. That's just the way it is. Eagles lose, city burns. Eagles win, city burns. Hey, I mean, not anymore. They've won a Super Bowl now, so now they're just, you know, miserable. Would I ever drive the Swan Mobile? What the fuck are you talking about? Uh, Crush the scams of her tits. Wake me up when the dark show starts. I can't remember that lady's name, but as Pittsburgh, it's never not sports time. Yeah. And Pittsburgh Steeler fans are slowly becoming Dallas Cowboys fans, but don't ever fucking tell them that. Ah, hell, you know, the fucking Steelers are just constantly fucking letting us down, you boys. Steelers going to the Super Bowl every fucking year. I don't know why I went Richard Nixon for my Pittsburgh accent, but whatever. Car was built to offend snobbish. What?
So what you discussed while I was gone?
I was just kind of talking to the people, just kind of answering like some of the questions, talking about fucking sports fans being violent, you know.
Oh,
the
huge. Oh man,
what the fuck is the Swan Mobile?
it's a car that looks like a swan. It's exactly what it advertises.
Okay, like an old car, or is it like...
It looks like an old-timey car, yeah. It's obviously some sort of art car.
Right. Okay, so I am looking at the correct thing.
You are most likely looking at the correct... If you put in Swan car, enter...
The Brooke Swan car? Does it look like a fucking, like, carriage with a fucking...
With a swan on the front of it?
Yep.
Yep, that's it.
I mean, that kind of looks pimping. I'd drive
it. Yeah. I'd drive it. I was like, it feels like you should be like driving around in that while like Caravan Palace plays on a gramophone, you know?
I would paint that shit black and
yeah.
drive around.
Put Mia Kunis's face on the front.
Well, you know, maybe that's what she's going to leave the country in.
Yeah.
Apparently her and Ashton Kutcher have decided to leave America because they can't do Hollywood anymore.
I'm hoping the reason Mila Kunis can't do Hollywood anymore is not related to the reason Ashton Kutcher can't anymore.
It is. I'm beyond convinced.
Oh, no.
Look, hanging out with Diddy just seems like a bad time.
Oh, yeah.
So you do know about this shit, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I just forgot Mila Kunis was like with Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah, they're both Scientologists.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it checks out, right? Like, you know.
It does check out. Yeah. What?
Yeah,
Why?
apparently they're leaving the country because they can't do Hollywood anymore.
Not because Diddy got arrested. Totally unrelated.
Oh shit, my picture's right beside a man who's been credibly accused by the federal government of many sex crimes. Time to get packing. Like,
Yeah, I was wondering why Mila Kunis hadn't been in a lot of movies.
maybe it's that thing that, like, you know, in the early 2000s, being a Scientologist was a gateway.
I think it used to be, yeah.
And now, because like everyone's tired of like ignoring what Scientology is, now it's like, oh yeah, they're bad actors too. Like, we'll keep that Tom Cruise. He's a funny little guy, but that guy took a football.
Kutcher. Ashton
Hey,
Kutcher.
Hey Ashton, what's your acting?
Yeah, what do you do besides be the guy who used to be on a sitcom?
I can play the perfect dumb stoner bro. Right.
Right, good. I was in that really bad Butterfly Effect movie. I'm Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah, you fucking were. Also, most of the cast in the 70s show wrote a letter to the judge in defense of Danny Masterson. Yeah. Fuck them. Topher Grace was right. You know how hard it is to admit that.
Oh, Danny Masterson. Isn't he? He's in jail now, right?
Oh, he's in big boy jail. I think he went for like two or three counts of rape. So
yeah, rape and kitty diddling.
Yeah, he's doing big boy time now.
Yeah. What was that? Oh god, who was that other one?
I think it's 10 to 15.
Oh my god, like one of the funniest things. Okay, so that one animator who had all the child porn. Now I can't remember his name.
I mean, do you have any idea how much that doesn't narrow it down?
Yeah, it really doesn't narrow it down. All I could say is that when you look at him, you're like, yeah, you look like a child molester.
Kyle Carosa.
Kyle Carosa, that's it. Yeah. He looks like a child molester. You know?
I mean, if you had to cast one person to play a child molester.
Yes.
It's him.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah, the guy who made Mighty Magiswords.
Whatever the fuck that is.
It was a cartoon. It played. It had a couple seasons, you know.
Good for him. I mean, not good for him.
I know some people who worked on that show. You know?
Oh. Were they surprised?
One of them was.
Oh,
I don't know about the others, but one of them was.
Oh, bless their little heart.
You know?
Again, he looks the fucking part.
He does. Like,
Dan Schneider also one that looks the fucking part.
Yeah. Names of people who like you would absolutely avoid at a party for 500 bob. You know, like holy crap. Like I never met this guy. Thank God.
I don't think you
God.
survived.
No, probably not. You know,
Which
I
is a good
probably
thing.
would yeah, would have been a very good thing. I probably like I don't think he would come up to me and he'd like, you know what I really like, little boy, is you know, I don't think it would have been like that. But he probably would have had some stupid opinion that would have made me go like, please stop talking to me. I'm gonna need you to
You know,
stop talking to me. Right now. Like,
I don't like that new Laura Croft. They completely desexualized the character.
look, I'm as disappointed as anybody that Miss Croft had a bit of a reduction. But whatever. Whatever, because like I don't care.
It ain't the 90s anymore.
It ain't
Man.
well. More importantly, actually, my favorite reaction was the cosplayer who dressed up as Laura Croft with the triangle boobs. I was like, bang,
Got it right
got
there.
it right there, got it in one. You know, but yeah, I really don't. I just don't care about Tomb Raider.
They're good games. I actually really enjoyed the remake series.
I remember
good.
them. I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. A little slow, but like, you know, pretty good.
I'd rather play Medieval or Twisted Metal even.
Yeah, I could see that. But like, you know, it was not a part. It wasn't like, for me, it was like Silent Hill, man. That was where the hotness was.
I've heard the sequel, the remake of 2 is like, it's pretty good. But
I don't know. I haven't played it. But I mean, it's a remake of one of the best ones they made, so I imagine it's at least that good.
Or it could be worse.
Well, yeah, they could make it suck, but didn't look like they made it suck. So it looked like they just updated the graphics. You know, maybe added some more like gameplay elements, but like overall, it looks like the same game.
Wait, who are you talking about? Number name? He almost got another animator to kill herself because she made porn on the side.
Yeah.
Is that the?
Yeah. That was Kyle Carosa did do that. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
This fucking dude jumped who was making child porn, jumped down someone's throat because they were making
regular people porn. Yeah. Shouldn't be around children. And there was definitely like, we aren't around children. We just make cartoons.
You shouldn't be around children.
Yep.
It's always the ones that have the worst skeletons in their closet that are like so fucking like gun-ho about like, you're a degenerate, you're making porn, you consume porn,
oh
you're
yeah,
fucking terrible. And
yeah. It was also clear that like, here's what was really fueling it. Guys also like, all right, I want you to look at this guy's picture again while I tell you this, and you tell me if you don't agree with this statement 100%, and you don't question it.
Okay.
He's also a misogynist asshole.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, not this guy. Not this sweet being.
Yeah. And that was absolutely part of it. You know, he didn't want no girl stink on anything.
It's like that. Dan Schneider is also like that too. Like he'd run fucking girl writers out of his fucking writing room all the fucking time and treat him like shit. Man, it's again, it's always these people that have these weird fucking morals that and they're also like fucking.
Well, this is one of the
misogynistic,
reasons
like-
I never ever wanted to work in children's entertainment.
Well, yeah, because you know what that is. Like, you know how that's going to go down.
Yeah, what does he look like that? What does he look like that? He looks like a misogynist fucking child molester is what he looks like.
He looks like the Harry Knowles. Am I right about that one? He looks like if Harry Knowles, like,
He looks like what if Harry Knowles took the substance too much?
he's like if Harry Knowles like didn't leave his mom's basement.
You know?
So we calling out a professional animator who makes porn. I'd be calling out everyone. Yeah, because people pay for porn.
Yeah. Yeah, America's the country that's weird about it.
Like
Everywhere
porn-
else, if you're an
Yeah.
artist, everyone assumes that you have done porn. Because
Right.
why wouldn't you?
But it's like you're an adult, right? You've seen and had sex. Like,
Yeah,
why do you have a problem with that? Well, we just don't want our kids to see it.
that's
Don't
why
show it to kids.
then don't show it to them. You know, like,
Yeah.
well, they're gonna look it up. Well, that sounds like
Yeah.
a you problem.
Yeah, like yes, your 12-year-old son's probably gonna look up porn. I mean, don't let him.
Look,
Try to figure.
here's what I'm saying. They're gonna make porn out of anything. Anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like the mom from Dexter's Laboratory. All right, there's no hope for anybody not being in somehow attached to porn. Forget it.
That ass went for days.
We did that. Yeah, we did that. We did. I was like, all right, that's it. There's just no getting around it. There's no getting around it.
The secretary lady from Powerpuff Girls.
Oh,
We didn't
Miss
even see her
Cerebellum?
face.
Holy shit.
Mhm. Yeah, we didn't even see her face.
Yep, she's just all hips and tits. With a big red afro.
Mm-hmm.
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 And someone was like, Miss Cerebellum should be black. And I was like, huh. Isn't she?
Yeah.
You know?
I always like imagine her like is like Latin.
Yeah, well, yeah, I always had the Jessica Rabbit vibe. And then I realized how black Jessica Rabbit was.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, because I saw someone who did like a series of they were kind of Andy Warhol like,
Mm-hmm.
but I forget who it was. It was like Eartha Kitt, Billie Holiday, and then Jessica Rabbit. And when you put them all in a row like that, you're like, oh, I see it.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it. Okay. Yeah. Because like you didn't think about it before, because she's pale, but then you realize, oh, wait, that don't mean shit. That don't mean shit.
She may be drawn like a white woman. Her skin may be of a white woman. She's not drawn like one.
Not drawn like one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, got it. Craig McCracken was blackballed from the industry for unionizing, and the industry never recovered. The industry never fucking recovered because it never evolved.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
That's the real truth.
yeah, like in America, I'll say it this way. In America, unionization is a sign of total capitalistic failure.
Which, I
mean,
excited for.
Yeah. But like, if you're in a healthy organization, you don't suddenly try to unionize.
Yeah, usually
You either went in with a union
Mm-hmm.
or things are going bad.
Yeah.
Oh, but they're making all this money. No, guys at the top are making all that money. And that's one of the things that's going wrong, because like you can't keep up high quality if you have high turnover.
Well, not even just that, just like the guys that make all the fucking money are now making the fucking creative decisions. No, you make money. That's it. You don't stay the fuck out of the artist's way.
Yeah. You make the money. It's okay. You can do that.
Yeah. You can have a lion's share of the fucking money, but let me create the shit.
Yeah.
Because you don't know, it's always when like these fucking studio execs get involved with creative process.
Yeah, and they hire a bunch of their friends who don't do any work, suck up all the cash, and when I say don't do any work, I mean like don't show up to the office. Like so many of those private offices are just empty the majority of the time because they don't come in. And you're like, well, why don't we give the office to the guy who's here all the time? No, can't do that because it's a status symbol and they need the status symbol of that office.
Yeah, his office is on the first, the exec's office is on the like second or third floor, but the guy you're actually working for like has a cubicle next to yours on the first. Like, yeah, it's like, but that's the thing, like that's what happens with these fucking creative things, and that's the reason why they have to fucking unionize.
Yeah,
because like it's not even about getting paid more. I mean, it is obviously.
Oh yeah, that's a big component of it, but sometimes it's about safety. That's the big one.
Safety and the ability to express yourself artistically without input.
Yeah,
it's the reason. It's the reason why AAA gaming is gonna die soon, in my opinion.
Well,
not all
die might not be the right word, but it ain't gonna be where you're gonna get like a hit once every like 8 years for a bit.
It's kind of like what's happening in the movie industry, right?
Oh yeah,
all these movies have like fucking $1 billion budgets, and then they make 250 million, and they're like, oh well, obviously this film was a fucking failure.
Yeah, the video game industry's got a problem though. Like in the movie industry, there are enough smaller studios and distributors that you can still get work out there. And the thing that's keeping Hollywood alive right now are the smaller productions. That's why a lot of them, things like Terrifier 3, are actually opening up in theaters, because while the overall profit isn't as much as a Marvel movie, the profit margin is juicy. Like the amount of money you get back for the amount of money you put in is real juicy.
Yeah, it's small budget to medium budget films and projects that are made by people who really love this shit, and you leave them alone, tend to make the money back.
Yeah, they tend to make their money back. And whereas the big ones are a risk, and being X amount of risk averse is bad for art. So yeah, you got to find the sweet spot, and it's a moving target.
Yeah,
it's a moving target, to be fair. But like, one of the things that I've noticed, and I think this is a good idea, but I have my misgivings about it. All right, so Marvel Studios clearly has hit the brakes. They were like, no, we can't go as hard as we were. This isn't working.
It's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable. It's not working. We're not even making the margins that we used to.
Yeah.
So we've obviously got to completely rethink everything. And so we're not going to put out a movie for a bit. In fact, I think the Captain America movie is like the only Marvel film that's come out in the last like 12 months. What was the last Marvel movie that came out? Like the last one I saw was Quantumania. like the most
Right,
recent
same.
one. And that was, when was that? I think that was last year. Quantumania.
They did Black Panther 2, which was needed.
Oh, was Black
And that
Panther
would be
2 after Quantumania?
I think so. Hold on. Marvel movies.
No. That was 2022. That was 2 years ago. Quantumania, I think, was the most recent one that I saw. And that was 2023. That was last year. That was February of last year.
So the Marvels, which I haven't seen yet. I've heard good. Oh, Deadpool Wolverine. I guess it'd like be.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Deadpool Wolverine. Right. The Marvels was also 2023.
Yeah, but I think I think Deadpool Wolverine's the most recent.
Yeah, that's the most recent one. You know.
And let me just say, like, if that's their answer to the multiverse problem, fuck yeah. Like, fuck yeah. Like, no, you solve the problem that's gonna keep coming up the more multiverse shit you do. Thank you for making this, because without spoiling anything, like okay, this is the lifeline that you're gonna hold on to.
Yeah.
And it was like such a good homage to the old 20th Century Fox movies. It's kind of like Beetlejuice, where it's like, I didn't know I needed that chapter of entertainment closed. Like, I didn't know I needed that book to be finished for me. But like after I got it, I was like, oh, yeah, I kind of needed an ending to that shit.
Yeah.
Like,
You need to feel like there was some sort of conclusion, you know?
right. Well, just like an acknowledgement of like, look, we understand that we're making more money and we're the more popular ones, but this generation of films set the standard, or set the table for us to eat at.
Yeah. It's
even if Elektra sucked.
yeah, exactly. Even if Elektra sucked, it still was a Marvel movie, you know?
Yeah. And we need to acknowledge that and bring it in.
Yeah. I thought that was actually fucking pretty. I thought that was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
You know? So we don't know what direction the Marvel universe is really gonna go in going forward.
I hope it's mutants. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Well, I think the thing that they're gonna do first is Fantastic Four.
Okay.
They're gonna do the Fantastic Four first, I think. I don't know. They might do the mutants at the same time, but we don't know.
I don't know why Robert Downey Jr. is coming back as Doom, but okay.
Okay, yeah. I'm curious. Like,
how are they? What? So, how are they gonna fucking do this? How are they gonna do? The guy who was Tony Stark is now Doctor Doom. Like, it's not like a Chris Evans thing where he played Johnny, where he played fuck, brain. When he played Johnny Blaze, is that right? No, Johnny Blaze is the fucking.
Johnny Blaze is Ghost Rider. Yeah.
Yeah. He played Johnny Storm. That's what it is. Johnny
Storm.
Okay. He played Johnny Storm, but he's also Captain America. It was like, yeah, but those are two different series, like two different studios and everything. I don't know how you're going to pull off Doctor Doom also looks like Tony Stark.
Yeah.
It doesn't make. Fantastic Four comes out next July. Okay. They need to explain some shit to me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly. But that's what I mean by like they're doing Fantastic Four first.
Yeah, but again, that's that feels like a studio decision, not an artistic decision.
It's hard to tell because once you're at like the level that Marvel is now, like you're gonna have that problem.
Well, yeah, that's the problem that even the comic books have.
Yeah. So we'll see how it works out. I'm hoping it's good, but I think it was really good that they were just like, all right, stop.
We need to stop. Yeah.
We need to stop. Like, the John Majors thing, like, fucked them hard. It fucked them hard. You know, I don't even know if, like, that direction would have ultimately have been worth going in.
No, it would have been fucking terrible. We all know this. Come on. Kane the Conqueror is not that fucking interesting. They should have went Doom from the... Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm fucking wrong.
You're not wrong.
You can't do new Marvel. You can't do Galactic Marvel when you only have the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy. You haven't even explained who fucking Gladiator is, okay? It's Kane the Conqueror. Who the fuck is that?
Yeah, he ain't Doctor Doom. I'll tell you that. So we'll see
You do
how it goes. I think the new Captain America movie will reveal a lot. You know, not necessarily by direct references to the future, but in just like what kind of movie that is.
It's kind of like the James Gunn Superman movie that's coming out. I keep seeing
apparently Crypto the Wonder Dog's in that, and I'm like, okay,
Jack, I think we're getting the Superman movie we want.
I'm hoping. I mean, it's looking good, you know.
It's what we always say about Superman. Superman's boring when you do the gritty shit with him.
Oh yeah,
because he's Superman.
Yeah, you have to try so hard to make Superman gritty. You're like, is this even worth it?
But you do a fucking Superman movie where he's hanging out with Crypto the fucking Wonder Dog, and he's like, you know, he's still going home every weekend to visit Ma and Pa Kettle, you know. Like you do that fucking movie. I'm in because that means like when you do the Batman crossover with Superman, it'll hit even harder.
Oh, apparently, they've apparently scheduled the next Spider-Man movie.
Really? They're doing another one?
Yeah. Yeah, it's directed by the guy who directed Shang-Chi.
Oh,
yeah, this was announced like just yesterday.
Oh, do we trust that man now with fucking movies? Because like I thought Shang-Chi fucking ripped nuts.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, I disagree.
No, like in a good way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like no, we'll see what he does. I'm hoping. Well, let's hope it's good. You know, because that Sony relationship with fucking Marvel Studios is just so painful.
I feel like people have forgotten how Marvel.
Hey, let's make a Craven movie. What?
Let's make a Madam Web movie because
you didn't learn your lesson with the everything else that you've done. You know, like which Spider-Man? It's gonna have Tom Holland in it. Maybe
So
Miles
Peter.
Morales will show up, but Peter Parker is going to be in the movie. But we don't know anything else.
But like that's like Marvel before Disney bought them out. I need somebody to understand. It was dire straits. They were selling everything but the fucking hubcaps on the fucking Marvel Comics side. And they sold it to everybody. That's the reason why you can go to like the Universal Parks and there's a Marvel Island.
Yeah. Well, like, let me put it this way. The reason how to put it, they spun the Marvel movies, the beginning of the real Marvel MCU proper, like is weaving something amazing out of the scraps that are left behind because of the reason nobody wanted the Avengers.
For real.
They had sold all the other things that were worth selling. And they had to because like nobody gave a shit about the Avengers before like Iron Man, the Iron Man movie. Nobody cared.
Nobody gave a shit about Iron Man.
Yeah,
before Iron Man movie.
Oh, you had to be an Iron Man fan to care that the Iron Man movie was coming out. Until that first trailer dropped. And then all of a sudden you were like, oh my God, Robert Downey Jr. is killing it. Okay. All right.
I literally said, like, when I saw that Robert Downey Jr. was going to be Tony Stark, I went, oh, a billionaire Phil's son who also has an addiction problem. Yeah, this role.
Yeah, that works. Yeah, custom made almost. You know, Blade or Iron Man. Iron Man. Nobody cared about Iron Man. Like Blade came out in the 90s when vampires were hot, and so people wanted that.
Yeah. And then they made Vampire the Masquerade. Or actually it's the reverse. Like,
well, they made that. Yeah, no. Blade came out after Kindred the Embrace did.
Fuck that goddamn series.
It's really bad. It's really bad. I think Blade even came out before Underworld.
Yeah, it did.
You know, but vampires were hot in the Gestalt, so they were like, gotta do this. Woo! You know? And
Iron Man was a B-lister before that movie. Kind of.
At the time the movie was made, yes. By that, like he was an A-lister back in like the 70s and in some of the 80s. But, you know, by 2006, yeah, his star had fallen, you know.
Like Civil War hadn't happened yet before that movie came out, right?
No, Civil War had just happened.
Yeah, Civil War had just happened. So, like, also Iron Man at this point is probably the biggest dickhead that exists in the comics.
Yeah.
Like,
so when they made the Iron Man movie, that proved that, like, oh, well, this could work.
Yeah,
because that thing was a legitimate hit, and
let's make a Captain America movie.
Yeah. Like, all right. So let's see how Captain America goes. Oh, that went great. You know, let's see about Thor. That wasn't too bad.
At least the guy playing Thor was likable.
Yeah. And people seem to be responding to, you know, I won't tell you about the Avengers Initiative, you know, because everyone who had ever read the Ultimates was like, yeah, fucking Samuel Jackson is Nick Fury. Come on, let's do it.
And then, but like, you know, the Avengers Initiative, and it's like that started the after credits scene craze that everyone fucking a lot of shit had to work for the MCU to blow up.
Yeah, and then actually to me, like the moment it was like, oh yeah, it's all clicking was when that Guardians trailer dropped. I was like, oh, now it's all coming together. You know, because I was like, that is some brilliant marketing. Who are these guys? They call themselves Guardians of the Galaxy. What a bunch of a-holes. I was like, yes.
I remember saying to my cousin, Scott, I remember calling him after watching that fucking trailer. And I was like, if this shit works, Marvel's going to get a hell of a lot more weird. And I'm here for it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I thought we were going to get like a whole fucking Marvel Galaxy, like, movie set. Like,
I know, right? Like, we almost did.
I know, man. We got so fucking close. Oh, like, I would have killed for a Guardian, like just Marvel Galaxies as like a show. Every week it's like a new story, but like they're like it keeps some of the same characters like Gladiator and fucking Peter's dad in the comics. Not Ego.
Not Ego the Living Planet. Oh, okay.
Like Scott Summers' dad too, or some shit.
Swashbuckler?
Yeah.
Or no, was it the Swashbuckler or the Corsair?
The Corsair.
The Corsair. Okay.
Yeah. Like I was like, yeah, there's like this weird connection between this character and fucking Cyclops. Like, because you remember reading Marvel Galaxy shit? It was wild.
Yeah, the X-Men showed up all the time because like fucking Charles Xavier was boning the leader of the Shi'ar.
And the Shi'ar were badass.
Yeah, it was badass.
They all had like
fucking
that
great.
fucking. They all had that like Visari like fucking head crown of hair.
Yeah. They would occasionally like hook up with like fucking Yondu, the Marvel Comics Yondu and shit. You know?
Yeah, and that's just like the normal shit that happened in galaxies. Like,
Yep.
like Beta Ray Bill was a fucking galaxy character.
Yeah. See, that to me is like a direction you should go in. That's what I thought they were going to go with Sword.
Yeah,
you know, I actually feel like if there is one actual flaw of the Marvels, it's that I felt like it should have opened the the Marvel cosmos up.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like we're dealing with, that's why I found myself going like, hey, I don't mind that we're putting Kamala Khan in a movie, but you just told us about this subplot where fucking Captain Marvel had to let an entire planet get destroyed. Why isn't that the movie? Where's that movie? I want to see that movie.
I mean, I like this series, and I actually did really like Miss Marvel.
Yeah. Ms. Marvel was really good, but like I found myself going like, no, I want to see that movie.
I want to go to space.
Yeah, right. Because like that's a place that a movie can go. Those are places movies can go that television show would have a harder time with simply because of budget.
Yeah.
You know, where's my Moon Knight 2? Also,
for real. Where's my sequel to Werewolf by Night?
Werewolf by Night? Yeah, come on, good stuff. Fucking where's our Daredevil show? Weren't we supposed to get Daredevil show?
Well, but Charlie Cox is like still around in that project, but you know, let's see what happens. Like,
yeah, I know that they had to go back to the drawing board on it, but I would have thought they would have had something to show by now.
So it asks, if Zamichi makes a Frankenstein monster out of human parts, could it be theoretically turn that Frankenstein monster into a vampire? No, because that is Prometheus. That I can't remember.
Prometheus, I don't know.
There is a Flesh Golem Frankenstein's monster World of Darkness game.
Yeah. Prometheus, the Promethean, the Created, I think.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah. So no, they can't turn to a vampire because like to be turned into a vampire, you have to have a normal mortal soul. Like that's why it won't work with a mage. A mage's soul is too powerful.
I was trying to explain Mage the Ascension to somebody like the other day, and I was like, just imagine like, you know how hopeless it is, but you have to hold hope. That's Mage the Ascension in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Like, it's like we're fighting a battle we're more than likely gonna fucking lose, but I cannot let that happen, so I'm gonna keep fighting.
Well, if Joseph Hall, if you want a Howling Commandos show, Howling Commandos show, James Gunn is doing Freak Legion.
Yep.
And they were like, oh, so you're doing like a television continuity? And James Gunn's like, no, it's all one continuity. It's like, does that mean that the Freak Legion could show up in like a DCU live action film? And he's like, yes. So I'm like, oh, he's got a plan. Oh, he's got a plan. Okay. How would I rewrite Flash Gordon? Oh, fuck, I thought you'd never ask. Okay. All right. First of all, don't touch Ming the Merciless. He stays.
Do we keep him as racist?
Yes!
Okay. All right.
Yes. Yes. We should, I think we should lead in even further.
Okay.
Make it like literally just make him outer space Chinese. Okay. Alien Chinese. Just fucking do it. Like, I don't mind. We can make him green again. You know, maybe we could do that.
Just don't make him yellow face. You know.
Oh yeah. That would not play well. That would be going too far in the wrong direction. You know. But yeah. Okay. Got your Flash Gordon. And for our inspiration, we start with the Filmation animated fucking Flash Gordon. Ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. Flash Gordon, you know. All right, do that. And yeah. He fights Ming the Merciless. We bring back the sexy alien high priestess.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, of course. We bring back the Amazon chicks. We do the whole thing. We do that. We sex it up.
And we keep
sex
Ryan
it up
Bliss.
good. And we keep like especially like Flash Gordon himself. Like this has got to look like you've got to get like porn whiplash, you know, from this shit. Because anytime Flash Gordon is on, you're like, that is gay.
Gay as hell.
Gay as hell. But anytime there's like a chick on, you're like, no, that's for lesbians and guys that like lesbians.
That's for lesbians and guys who told themselves they went to a Flash Gordon movie
for the plot.
They were there for the plot. But that's the thing, like the way I would fucking do a Flash Gordon, like how I would rewrite Flash Gordon is I wouldn't. Like I would just do it earnestly.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Like I wouldn't try to make it serious, but I would make it seem like the world takes it serious. You know?
Oh yeah, like, it would have to be like, no, everyone's got to commit.
Yeah. Well, it's like we'll keep the same stupid goofy like technology bullshit, but
oh yeah, totally.
In universe, Mean is the fucking merciless. Period. Full stop.
Yeah.
So like, yes, he's using the fucking atom relocator to torture someone.
Yeah.
Of course.
Titus, I'm bored. What plaything have you for me today? An obscure planet in the SK system, Your Majesty. The inhabitants refer to it as the planet. How peaceful it looks.
Fine.
Bum, 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 bum.
But like that's the thing, like you just keep Flash Gordon goofy. But,
oh yeah, totally.
But earnest. But like, what else would we do with Flash Gordon? Like, what other Flash Gordon entities are there? That I mean, I've never really read or given too much of a shit.
Oh, it's always Ming the Merciless. You know, like
right.
Everything else, right? I think everything else we would have to really think about. I think you should fight a giant space dinosaur.
Of course.
You know, ooh, hot lizard chicks. I was looking up the animated series. I forgot there were lizard chicks in that one.
Do they have hot snitty?
Oh yeah, John Cena is Flash. Holy shit! Stop digging. You struck oil. I would totally. I don't care.
What about the guy from the Reacher series on Amazon? He's big. He's buff. He's blonde.
Yeah, but like.
He's classically handsome.
Yeah, but I don't know. John Cena is just so much more charismatic, though.
Yeah, but he's already Peacemaker, man.
He would have to audition.
All right,
he would have to audition. He would have to audition because, like, it really is whether about he's got the right stupid winning attitude. Can project the right stupid like winning attitude.
Flash Gordon, tight end, Miami Dolphins.
Tight end, Miami Dolphins. Yeah, exactly. Like you have to kind of be like, oh, he's trying.
Do we,
you know?
do we have to include the NFL with this shit?
No.
Oh, but like, come on.
Okay, but you wanna.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, if you wanna, we can. We just don't have to.
Because like those Marvel NFL books were fucking stupid, and I want to include that into the Flash Gordon universe.
Well, I don't know if we can include that in Flash Gordon. That's a completely different property.
Oh shit, you're right.
Yeah. Like,
wait, no, wasn't Flash Gordon like
no?
Maybe. Oh, okay.
No, it's a completely separate thing.
All right. For some reason, I thought Flash Gordon was
Dave Bautista as Hawkman. Yeah, I can see that.
No, Brian Blessed will always be Hawkman, even if the man can't fucking stand up to the role anymore. I will fight you on that. Because nobody else could do what he did.
Okay, so instead of Hawkman, so instead of Hawkman, do you want like we'll make Bautista like the cheetah guy?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Okay, all right. You know,
yeah, I'm fine with that. Like, I'm not even saying like you gotta get Brian Blessed to fucking be like the war leader. He just make him the king, and he like
he sits on a throne. You know, Flash Gordon. You know,
Flash Gordon, you're here and you're alive.
You know,
like, cause come on, like it's Flash Gordon for fuck's sake. Nobody remembers a goddamn thing about that movie except Brian Blessed and. You know, Queen did the fucking album.
Yeah.
But I
think we would actually really want to do is actually give it the Star Wars treatment.
Yeah, fucking for real.
You know,
make it a fucking space opera.
Let's just flat out make it like a space fantasy. He just brawls instead of uses a lightsaber, you know, like flying on a rocket cycle. Yeah, exactly. You know, you know.
But here's my after credit scene. All right,
yeah.
He beats Mean the Merciless, and he's standing in the Flash Gordon standing in the throne room, and all of a sudden a portal opens, and out walks Skeletor. Well, hello, Flash Gordon. We've come here to take over your world.
And then Megatron comes out of nowhere, shoots Skeletor. It's like, no.
Or we can have Man at Arms like come through the portal and be like, oh my God, Flash Gordon, Prince Adam needs your help.
And his help, Kitty Cringer. But no. I think that. Look, if you want to know what my Flash Gordon movie would look at, it would be the original Jabba's Palace scene about 20% of each movie.
Be a lot more tits.
Yeah, be a lot more accidental green nipple slips and shit, you know, like.
Accidental.
This movie isn't for kids. I didn't say it was.
Yeah, because the kids were clamoring for the Flash Gordon movie.
Yeah, because anyone under 50 is going to know what fucking Flash Gordon is, you know, is going to give a shit. It's like, no, let's just go all the way.
That's the reason I said, have Skeletor show up in that shit. Like, fuck it. Let's give 50-year-old men what they want to see. Let's fucking have their action figures fight.
Yeah, well, no, seriously, yeah. Like, and actually, look, let's give them like the Frank Frazetta that they took out of the John Carter movies. You know, like, no, do the Frazetta shit. That's the one thing you've got that fucking Star Wars didn't do.
I hated that John Carter movie so much because it felt like a fucking piss poor Mormon take on Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, because here's the thing. The John Carter stories are the stories that inspired space opera and things like Star Wars. Yeah. So it's after that much time of so much stuff building from it. Going to it feels like a cliche because it's the one that made the cliche. It's the thing everything imitated. So it's like, well, what can we actually give them that's John Carter that hasn't really been done recently? And that would have been the Frank Frazetta space barbarian shit.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it would have been. But no, it's a Disney property, had to make it kid friendly. And I'm like, well, at that point, it's just shitty Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know?
Because there's nothing to it other than like, and I'm not saying that like it has no substance. I'm saying that like, no, that is the substance. It's like, it's not just like, it's Space Conan the Barbarian in every fucking way you can look at that.
Yeah. He just astrally projects to Mars.
Yeah.
You know, and I really thought that they should have just, I was of the opinion they should have gone buck wild with it. Like, instead of sticking strictly to John Carter, which would just come off as a complete cliche and nothing, I thought that what they should have done was the thing that was hinted at in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which was the war between the Martians and the tripods.
Mm-hmm.
Because that original War of the Worlds is public domain, man. You could just have John Carter fight those guys.
Fuck yeah.
You know, like that would have been cool. That would have been like, oh, that's kind of awesome. You know, like
John Carter kicks her ass so hard that's the reason why they invade Earth.
Why they flee to Earth. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I thought they should have done a Solomon Kane movie. I feel like that shit would have been great.
Well, they kind of did, and they called it fucking. God damn it! What was it? They called it Jonah Hex. A movie that had everything that it needed to succeed, but sucked.
I know, and like I really tried to like that movie multiple times.
Yeah. It. How to put it? There were some times when I felt like it was a shame to be a supernatural Western. And I'm like, that's kind of everything.
Yeah. Otherwise, you have Jonah Hex, Confederate soldier.
Yeah. That's not as cool. Like, that is just cool. Not as cool. You know, I really thought they should also, if you do Jonah Hex movie, like everyone knows you got to do Riders of the Worm and such.
Mm-hmm. Because there's not really much else there.
Yeah, I was also sad when Megan Fox showed up. Not that I didn't want to see her in the movie. Not that she wasn't good, but I was also like, oh, God damn it, Jonah Hex ain't gonna fucking mac on a fat chick. Because like that was a thing that he did in the 90s, and it was like kind of awesome.
And also I feel like when you see Megan Fox in something, like your brain just suddenly signals, hey man, this ain't gonna be good.
Yeah. Like it's okay to have her as a character in that. It's okay to even have her be like steampunk stripper, you know, but
it's kind of a vibe.
Yeah. Kind of a vibe. But like, I was just wishing that they would go even farther with it. Like, for example, my biggest problem with Wild Wild West is going to sound really stupid. Everything that's wrong with that movie. Because there are actually a bunch of things in that movie that are working, but it doesn't matter because everything that is bad about the movie is so bad.
Right.
You know.
That's that I unironically love that movie, but I understand that it's not good.
Yeah, it has its moments. Like, it has its moments, and some of them are really, really good. Like, Kenneth Branagh is fantastic as the villain, as Loveless. Dr.
Loveless is like the best part of that.
Such a piece of shit. He's such a racist piece of shit. And you're like, yeah, play the bad guy, Kenneth.
Well, I haven't seen you in a coon's age.
I'm gonna fucking kill this guy. You know, it's like, yeah, that's right. I didn't mind what they did with Artemis Gordon. I didn't even mind the fact they made James West black. But like the minute it just became a Will Smith movie was a problem.
And that's the biggest problem
Yeah,
with it.
that is the single largest problem that it has. Everything else, it has other problems. Oh boy, does it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the big one. Also, like, giant spider mech. Like, giant spider mech. Like, I'm going to be honest. Like, my problem with that is it wasn't stupid enough. It should have been a gigantic robot powered by the brain of General Lee.
No, General Lee's a traitor.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, yeah, but I mean, like, well, somebody who else can we get? What other famous racist can we get to power the fucking brain of a giant Confederate robot?
It should have had like an egg sac at the back that like it dropped like planes and like shit like that are also like little spiders. So it looks like it gives birth to a bunch of like little spiders to protect itself. You know?
Yeah, well, it was like okay. So do you remember the Disney film Home on the Range?
Fuck yeah.
Okay, so the original plot of that movie, the plot of that movie that they scrapped, that was like, why did you scrap this? So the original plot was, so you're the hypnotic yodeler, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was going to be raising a cow army so that he could march on fucking Washington and fight Abraham Lincoln. And yeah, I'm like, why didn't we make that movie?
You know exactly why, Jack. You know exactly why. Because that shit would have been like...
That would have been fun.
Yeah, but like eventually like that plot would have got tossed into a Tubi like a bundled DVD set, you know?
Yeah, but it would have been a cult classic. It would have been a classic.
I don't disagree.
You know, it's like one of those, like, it's like why I don't understand why they didn't go to series on The Amazing Screw-On Head. Why didn't they go to series on that? That was amazing.
I mean, I wish I had an answer for you.
Yeah, you don't have an answer for me because it's like because the world is fundamentally broken. That's why we didn't get that.
Yeah, since it's society's issue.
Yeah. It's society's fault. Speaking of which, actually, the new Hellboy movie is actually really good.
Really? The Crooked Man one?
The Crooked Man was actually really good. It is.
It
feels like a contained. Yeah, it feels way more like the comic. First of all, in that it's a contained story.
Okay.
You know, basically, Hellboy is doing something. Something goes wrong. He has to deal with a supernatural threat that he just kind of walks in on. Like that's your typical Hellboy story. And that's what this is. But the thing. It has a moment.
Okay.
This movie has its I kick ass for the Lord moment, and it is amazing.
My nipples are already erect.
Yeah. No, I recommend it. It's really good. There's a point where it basically turns into Assault on Precinct 13 in a church. And it like so much so that the soundtrack actually starts going doon 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 doon.
No.
Doon, doon, doon. Yeah, for real.
Oh, you're gonna make me fucking buy this movie.
Oh yeah, no. Check it out. It's so worth it.
Because like the only reason why
the only thing that I was sad about is I was like, this would have been the perfect movie for David Arbor's Hellboy. Because you could totally see David Arbor, or even like the original Rob Perlman, doing the Hellboy in this one. And you'd have been like, and either one of those would have taken it over the top.
See, that's my fucking issue, right? And it's all me. Hellboy is just Ron Perlman to me. And I feel like trying to do that movie without
This
Ron
guy
Perlman.
does a really good job. He just doesn't
Does he-
do Dave Arbor fucking Ron Perlman levels.
Okay, because he looks like young Hellboy.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
he is.
comic
It's
book
set in the
Hellboy.
50s, so he is supposed to be young Hellboy. Like he
Okay.
is supposed to be youngish.
Like, because in the comics he wasn't like as like built like a brick shithouse as Ron Perlman is, or even
Yeah.
David Harbour was. Like,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
lanky sometimes. Like,
Yeah, this
So-
is him before like we hit like, you know, the 90s.
right? Okay.
It's set in the 50s. It's also set in Appalachia.
Word.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, there's a haunted mine.
Yeah. No. That's you're doing Appalachia then.
Yeah. There's an evil mine owner who sold his soul to the devil.
To the devil and for a mint and coal.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
And his name is the Crooked Man.
Man.
He was Livingston.
yeah, pretty much. Like that's kind of that's definitely the vibe. He runs into a lot of Appalachian witches, some of which are helpful, some of which aren't.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah.
It's real good, and it's real good.
Fuck. I hate you. I'm gonna fucking buy this fucking movie. And
Oh
I'm
no,
just
you should
gonna-
definitely watch it. It's totally worth it. You
All right,
know.
I'll think about
Yeah,
it.
you can tell it's a lower budget film because there are fewer big splashy effects. Like Hellboy himself is clearly like the big effect.
Right.
You know, and even
Which-
that is like a guy in makeup.
Right. I mean, shit. I sat through Frankie and Pals. I'm pretty sure I can sit.
Oh
through
yeah,
this
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
movie.
yeah. You could, not a problem. Like this won't be a problem for you. But like I was really impressed. I was really impressed with how good it was. It also starts out like an old style horror movie where rather than having the big like splashy title sequence, the movie just starts and just like in red letters, Hellboy, the Crooked Man. You know?
Oh, it doesn't do like the wiggly fucking thing like the old horror movies used to do.
Oh, it
Where,
does.
like, wiggles. Oh, it
You know,
does. Okay.
You know, like because in the beginning, it to get across the idea that it's like an old thing, like it goes from like, you know, it does the old film stock thing and then gradually just, you know, becomes a regular movie.
I do love a movie that fucks around with its aspect ratio.
Yeah,
So-
this one does. This one does it. It's worth watching. It's really good.
All right, I think I might have to watch that then.
Yeah.
I might have to get the God damn you. God damn you. All right, I've been up since fucking 8. I'm fucking exhausted, my dude. I love
Okay,
it.
dude. In that case, that's a good time to sign off. I was thinking of signing off about 11 anyway. So
Yeah.
I want to thank you for coming on. Yeah, you should all see the new Hellboy movie, Hellboy Crooked Man. I recommend it. Check it out. You
should
know,
also see that Beetlejuice movie. I'll extend this out for 9 minutes. So I recently watched the Beetlejuice movie. Another movie that like felt like it closed a chapter that I didn't know I needed closed.
yes.
Like it was a good send off, and like if that's the last Beetlejuice movie they make, I'm good with it.
Oh yeah.
I'm really surprised. Like, I'm really surprised that how they dealt with the dad.
I
it
know,
was
right?
it was like, yeah, this guy's dead. Nobody really liked him, and also we're not gonna cast the guy to play it. We're just gonna find a very clever way to get around that.
Yeah,
fucking
to get
problem.
around this while still having the character involved. God damn it.
When they were like, yeah, he was bird watching in Southeast Asia.
Asia.
And I was like, did you just make a Thailand joke?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Like this was Tim Burton and pals like firing on all cylinders.
For real. Like it like
Yeah, it was like, oh my god, it's an honest to god Tim Burton movie.
well, and like it felt also very like, it felt like a lot of women were writing this fucking script, or at least had a lot of input on the script, because like
Oh yeah.
because the relationship between Catherine O'Hara, Winona Ryder, and Jenna Ortega, it's like it felt like an actual like familial but also very feminine like
Well,
hierarchy.
it worked because you're like, okay, that's still Lydia. Okay,
Yeah.
that's still
Delia.
Delia.
Yeah.
Like they've just gotten old, they've just matured, but they're still those people.
Yeah.
You know, Delia is still flaky as fuck. You know?
But now she gets to be the weird fucking artist because she actually found her talent.
Yeah. Yeah. She's actually gotten some success at this point, you know? Lydia, they just flat out tell you, like, no, the reason Lydia can see ghosts is because she has a psychic ability.
Yeah. And also, like, Lydia is a little bit damaged. And,
Yeah, because she's always dealing with these ghosts who are like fucking with her shit.
And then, like, I can't remember Jenna Ortega's character's name. Astrid, I think?
Astrid, yeah.
Yeah. The scene at the funeral, like, it's in the trailer where, like, Lydia is like, you know, death's really hard. And Astrid's like, you ever just think that life is harder? I was like, that is the fucking connection between Gen X and like millennial and Gen Z.
Yeah.
Like Gen X, man, death's fucking, you're like, death's probably really fucking hard. And millennials and Gen Z are like, you know what's fucking hard? Living
is hard. Yeah. And like, well, the thing I also liked about it is that you feel like Lydia is doing her best.
Yeah.
She's absolutely doing her best. Sometimes her daughter is being an insufferable little shit, but you don't hate her.
Right.
Sometimes you want to slap her, but you don't hate her. You know, because you're like, well, I mean, she's a kid. You know, like she's a kid. If you know, she's a willful kid. If you don't want to slap willful kid, they're doing it once, doing it wrong. But you end up really liking her, and she makes stupid kid decisions as well as smart kid decisions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that was really cool, and I like the fact that they just went with, you know what, the Netherworld that we set up in the first movie is kind of weird and off the wall. Let's just keep going with that.
Yeah, let's build on what the afterlife really is in this universe.
Yeah, the soul train.
like I was like, wait, are they actually gonna make a fucking Soul Train joke? God damn it!
God damn it, they are. Yeah, god damn you, Tim Burton. You guys. Oh man.
But I like I said, I really love that. Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice.
Oh, he rocked it. He still got it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. 10 out of 10. But all right, I guess that's all I have to say about
Beetlejuice. Yeah. Go check out Beetlejuice and Hellboy the Cricket Man. I'm gonna get offline here in a little bit. We're gonna do a vlog on Terrifier 3.
Word.
Is
that gonna be on Guru's channel?
Yep, it's gonna be on Guru's channel in a few days. We just gotta go and film it. So until next time, everybody, Ave Satanas, Disco Inferno. Remember, Satan and I love y'all very much. John,
make sure to wash your ass.
I'll see you next